Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Team Fortress TV. My name's Hildreth. Joining me today is Kratos, and we're going to be bringing you the Gimmicks, Guts and Glory event from Team Fortress TV, sponsored by SweetStakes.tf and ZOWIE. It's going to be a great tournament today. I know some of you may have been expecting Sideshow to be cast in, but he is. I'd say he's taken a little bit of time to prepare himself, you know. So instead, it's going to be me and Kratos bringing you this first game. Coming from Group 1, we have Nerd Rage versus Full Tilt. How you doing today, Kratos?
I'm doing pretty good. I wasn't expecting to cast, but apparently Sideshow didn't show up. But I think he's gonna come very soon later. Like, we're not gonna be here for the whole day because we're gonna play in the Group 2 as well, which is starting at like 19, I guess. So this should be fine. Like, we're just gonna start for now for the haters, so don't worry, there will be other casters soon. But yeah, I'm excited for this cup and for this tournament. Like, it's good that I can watch some games and like see how the other teams play, because I guess we're gonna play them tomorrow as well. So it's good, so we can make a picture like of the teams and how they play.
I like that confidence. So Danger Dog's definitely coming through to the next round. I like it, Kratos.
Yeah, and you better help us going through, because Bud is actually missing in action today as well. So you gotta carry us.
Looking forward to it. I'm just getting told that Sideshow was on the train from Edinburgh like 4 hours ago. Classic Sideshow.
Yeah. Well,
but anyway, let's talk about these teams. Kratos.
Yeah, so we're gonna have Full Tilt, which is actually the one team that no one knows apparently. So it's kind of a new team, I guess. It's gonna be Kos on the medic spot. They have a pretty strong scout combo, which can definitely like play in the top prem, I guess. Like, Talash has been around for ages already, and he's like a very decent player. And the other one, it's the upcoming guy of the High. I guess you played with him in a team, right? It's Finnish superstar Ast.
Oh yes, Ast. I'm going to go big here and just say early, I think Ast is going to be one of the stars of next season, and maybe even this tournament. Because the way he's been playing, like last season, even the season before that, he's proven himself to be very capable on Scout. This Full Tilt roster actually have a lot of upcoming players on their team, and they've got a few experienced people like Kos, Flash, who've been around. Sideshow's meant to be their normal roamer, but he's not in today. Is it, who's filling in for him?
I guess I saw Shadowburn on the server, which is
Shadowburn.
No disrespect to Sideshow, obviously, but Shadowburn is probably an upgrade, because like he was a roamer of the season this season. So I guess that's gonna be a very decent upgrade actually. So who else we got? We have Silentus on Pocket. He's very underrated, I guess. Like, I rate him really high. He could have played with TLR this season as well, I guess.
Yeah, very luckily for him, Full Tilt do not insist on wearing a tag. So the story. No, I actually rate Silentus quite a lot. I've played with him a few times this season because he's been backing up for HKN.
Okay.
So he's actually very smart. People don't give him enough credit when he's playing, but he does have a lot of game sense, Silentus, as well as ability. So I'm looking forward to seeing him play. He's actually on the pocket role as well. I think he's doing most of the calling for them.
Yeah, I guess he's a very good player, which is, I don't know, it can work really well in the combo together, because we saw it in PCWs already as well. They had some really good results already. Who else we got? We have a demo who's not on the survey. They're actually missing their demo Ellie at the moment, who was playing for Phoenix the last season. The glorious jumper demo.
Yes, Ali. I played against Ali a few times. Really talented deathmatcher. Not sure about about his style. From what Silentus told me about the Full Tilt team page, they have like a counter going on every time Ali overextends. They add one to the counter. Apparently it's at like 10 right now, which isn't so bad considering. I'm sure if I was there, it'd be at about 20, so it's fine.
Yeah, they're only playing for like 2 weeks, so that's okay. Well, actually, David just confirmed that Ellie's not going to be here for today, or for the first game at least. So they're gonna have to find the Merc. It's not sure who they will get, but we'll see. It's gonna be interesting. And yeah, we also have the other team who are currently playing in the Team Blue. It's Nerd Rage. They're actually playing with a full roster. Like, only one missing is Tech apparently, and Zoop is jumping in for him. So yeah, Zoop already played with Reason this season, or half a season and the last season. So he confirmed already as well that he's able to play on this level of TF2. So it's not too bad to have Zoop on as a Merc.
Apparently they're asking me to Merc.
Oh.
As well. I could be playing this, casting this. I didn't even expect this morning, Kratos. I was expected to have a quiet afternoon. Or it's afternoon, it feels like morning. A quiet afternoon. But instead all sorts of things happened. Yeah, Zoob, I've played with him for a long time before he played for Reason. Really underrated player. I think he's a lot better on the pocket role than the Roma role that he played for Reason. And with Zebasai in the roster, do you think he'll be in pocket today?
I think so, yeah, because Zoop is not so... He can be very vocal, but I guess he's not vocal in a team where he doesn't know the people so well. So I guess it would be the better option to have Zebasai on pocket.
Yeah, they're still asking me to Merc. We might be bringing in another caster, and I might go Merc for these guys so we can play the game, Kratos.
That wouldn't be a too bad idea. And before we talk the whole day, not have anyone playing, it would be quite boring. Well, yeah, we're also switching the servers apparently. It looks like Talash got a very high ping. Do have the new info. And if Hildreth is on his way to go and Merc for these guys, we're gonna start very soon, I guess. I hope.
Yeah, sure. I mean, whilst we're waiting for all of the service changes and stuff, tell me about the other teams in the group and the tournament, Kratos. I mean, we all know who they are.
In the group 1, there's Reason. I heard they had a few Mercs, which is quite unfortunate. And Saints, they are only missing their Roma. Other than that, it's a full roster. But yeah, I'm expecting Nerd Rage and Reason to go through this group, even though Reason is playing with Mercs. But well, we can be surprised. We will see, I guess. I'm not even sure how the system is working, if the top 2 teams are going through, or if there's like winner and loser bracket. I'm actually not quite sure about this. I was about to ask Sideshow, but he's been offline for the last few days, and he didn't do another TFTV post as he promised, but yeah, I'm not quite sure. Maybe it's saying on the page and I just didn't follow it, but I'm pretty sure the top 2 teams are coming through. But yeah, tell me if I'm wrong.
Yes, the top 2 teams I think will go through. I think somebody that may be able to explain a bit more is the one and only kaidus, who's coming into Mumble. So he's going to be filling in for me. I'm going to go save these guys, make the game happen. So
good luck. That's a decent warm up, actually. I like that. You can go and play.
Yeah, fantastic. So I'll see you guys later.
Yeah, I'll see you later. Hello, kaidus.
Hello.
How are you doing, man?
Very well. Everything's going very much according to plan so far, so that's good.
Yeah. Are you excited for some TF2 action? Nerd Rage against the big full tilt team?
Well, yeah, I'm supposed to be playing at the moment, but I thought, this game is just so fucking good that I'm going to ditch my game and actually watch and cast the full tilt game. So that's pretty much how good this game is. Well, what I could do with it is an STV, because that would definitely help me watch the game.
So what's happening with the Reason roster? We heard you're gonna have some Mercs as well.
Raymond's gonna play the whole tournament because Nox is on holiday. I was gonna say Nox is in France, but being a Frenchman, I'm pretty sure he is in France, but he's going on holiday for a week. We have like a cacophony of Mercs for the first game because for various reasons. Happy has some family engagement, but I think we're going to have everyone apart from Nox for the rest of the tournament after this first match.
Okay, that's
I'm sitting out because I'm a bit of a cripple and I want to save my hands for the games that we perceive as winnable.
Okay,
We've got big bash on backup, but anyway, yeah. Need a fat STV, David boy.
Yeah, that's fair enough. So who are you expecting to win in this game? So Nerdrage is gonna play with only Zoop instead of Tech. Fulted actually have some mercs, which is Shadowburn instead of Sideshow, and hildreth instead of Ellie. They had some decent results actually against the top teams, but yeah, we'll see. Like now it's an official game and everything, and Nerdrage is almost playing without mercs, so they're gonna try very hard, I guess.
Yeah, I think this could be a good game actually. I mean, Zoob's been playing, just so there's no like confusion, Zoob's been playing with Nerdrage for almost 2 weeks now. Like,
yeah.
Tech has been on holiday for a long time. Zoob's played pretty much every day with them in that time as Pocket. With Zebo still roaming, even though like they're both both players hit their peaks on the opposing roles. What they call Nerdrage want to keep things as consistent as possible, ready for when Tech comes back, whenever that is. I heard a rumor that he's actually not going to play with them again until he actually gets to LAN, like he's coming straight to LAN from his holiday, but that might just be hearsay, and that's wrong. But this game itself, I don't know, could be pretty good. Like, they've got rid of Sideshow, which is probably a good thing. They got Shadowburn in, which is definitely a good thing. I don't know, I think it really could come down to, like, the time of day we're playing at, because we as TF2 players, we don't really branch out of 20 CET, 21 CET very often as EU TF2 players, so I think sometimes when you play these games at funny times, people are tired, maybe people didn't, or they didn't have their routines in that we have every other day when we play TF2. So I think whoever gets like a nice start, whoever takes the momentum first, could actually get like a real have a real go at this. Like if fully tilt or full tilt, fully charged, full tilt, something, get a good start.
Yeah,
I can really see them kind of making waves here. I mean, because we're originally the groups, like it was supposed to be Lego in place of full tilt. But Sideshow did some swindling of the groups, moved some teams around for reasons that never were really made clear to anyone. But yeah, Full Tilt can make some waves in Group A now.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, definitely. Like, I don't know if you remember these ESEA Cups or whatever. That was like these one-day Cups on Sunday as well, and we had some surprising winners there as well. I guess Saints won one of the Cups where there were 2 top teams as well playing in it. So there's... I don't know, maybe we will be surprised of this 2 days cup as well, because, I don't know, yeah, people might wake up late and have some mercs and, I don't know, like play a bit weird, as you said.
Yeah, it's worth pointing out, Full Tilt, like, I'm not sure what name, they've gone under different names, like, I think on the Razor Cups, they're mainly known as ELO Girl, but they've had some good results there, like, they've beaten, like, it's always been a bit weird, like, you never really know, who's playing, like, full roster or whatever, but they've had some good results, specifically against TLR in the Razor Cups. I think TLR always had like a merc or so, but I mean, for a brand new team, beating like what's seen as one of the best teams in the world, or best teams in Europe at least, they've had some very encouraging results. I don't think they've ever come up against Nerdrage in like in a match sense. In fact, they have once. I think they lost. I can't remember. They might have played once, or they might have played twice, or they might have played once and it was a best of 3. I can't actually remember. I don't have the information to hand, but I do remember that it was a close game, and I was kind of disappointed there was no coverage of it because it was it was definitely a close game. So they've played before. And I don't think they had, like, they didn't have Shadowburn. I mean, they had Sideshow, their regular star, but obviously Sideshow is not even here to manage his own cup, so Lord knows he's not playing in the game itself. But yeah, Shadowburn is a huge upgrade to that roster, so this could actually be like a legit game. Kind of a shame that it's the first game of the day, and it's going to probably be a bit underwhelming because of all the complications and confusion, but yeah, prepare yourselves. I think it's going to be good.
Let's hope so. Like, apparently we are switching the servers again. They seem to have some troubles with the ping or whatever. But let's hope we're gonna start this very, very soon. We're already delayed by 30 minutes, which is quite unfortunate, but this happens. This is TF2. Obviously, people have trouble to, like, get a proper server and, like, wake up in time or whatever's happening there, so people have to get merc in the last minute. But we do have almost everyone on the server. It's actually everyone on the server already, so we're gonna start this very, very soon.
Not sure if you've been told, like, me, like, because I'm not playing the first game for my team, I didn't really pay attention or I didn't get informed. Like, how is the maps working? Because it's best of 2, obviously, like, there's no, like, winner, really. It's just you get points for winning each map. I don't know if you get like 1 point for a win or if it's like ETF to well where you get like less for a golden cup or whatever, but how does it work with in terms of like picking the maps? Is it just a straight one pick each? Is there map elimination at work here, or do you know how that works?
I guess it's the same as on ETF 12 with the points at least. Like, I guess you get only 2 points for a golden cap win. But I think the maps are already been picked. Like, I guess it's saying in the round 1 you have to play Badlands, like the same as in the Razor Cup. So the map's already been picked. It's not picked by the team, as far as I know.
This is the kind of information that would have been very nice to have on hand, but sadly Sideshow finds himself on a train at the moment, doing the hair pee. They're currently discussing it, like the teams at the moment. We're being told can they hear you? Is that on stream? Okay, I don't have to like do some weird parroting. Okay, that's cool. So, as far as maps go, I can see Nerd Rage just going for Badlands or something like that, but I mean, Nerd Rage have quite a well-known weakness in Gully Wash. I mean, even though they have the Flippy Sniper, that Flippy Sniper is really their only tool on Gully Wash, it seems, that can find them wins, especially on like mids. So I wouldn't be surprised if Full Tilt go for Gully Wash.
Yeah.
Stark is saying Badlands and another decent map. It's like classic Nerd Rage. Like, they don't care, they just want to play the fun maps, really. But okay, we're going live apparently.
Oh, nice. So this is the TFTV Guts and Gimmicks Cup, whatever it's called, and we're gonna see Full Tilt versus Nerd Rage here on their first way to Badlands Middle. It was with a balcony rollout and the Full Tilt team going through the valley with the whole team. So they're just trading some bodies in, like the Roma of Nerd Rage is in, but couldn't do much, so it's just a spam fest at the moment. Like, both of the teams just waiting on their house, just spamming in, no one's like doing much. Zebra and Stark just going down in the valley in the 1v1 fight there, and Nerd Rage has to go all the way back. It was a very, very slow middle. They just waited and waited for ages there.
This was a weird mid. I saw like Rib doing a lot of good like pressure on the point, hitting stickies. I was kind of waiting for Shadowman to come in and shut him down, but that never really happened. But something went wrong, I think, with the flank of Nerd Rage. Like, Zebra jumped in alone, Flippy got like stuck underneath. I think he just got delayed by one of the Full Tilt scouts, so Flippy couldn't come in and help Zebra, which was, I think, their plan on the mid. So Zebra got shut down on his own, and then someone else got picked, and Flippy came in late, got picked off by himself. But we do see, I think, Full Tilt trying to come in lower left. No, they think better of it. Like, they know that Bull's got his Uber now, so we're going to stalemate out, play for a pick.
Yeah. Like, unfortunately, like, which is a pretty good job that Bull managed to get out of this, even if they lost 4 players. So we're gonna see Pyro for Nerd Rage, and this is gonna be tough to get a pick for Full Tilt here. They're just waiting in top lobby at the moment, and they have the time. They don't have to hurry. And oh, Tilt was down to 30 HP. Us is just suiciding there. Probably gonna go to off class. Let's see if Nerd Rage is gonna do anything with that pick.
Stark's actually worked his way into Trash. He's currently on the enemy spot. I think they know he's there. Like, he shot a random stray shot at them, but he's worked a position on balcony. Actually, no one's actually looking for him, and he's just found the fucking medic.
Oh my god! Cause is going down to a spam rocket by Silentis there. That was really well timed, and that's a really unfortunate drop for Cos. And now Nerd Rage got the full Uber advantage and the medic advantage. They're walking through Zoop with some nice rockets onto Thalash, killing him as well. So now they have all the time and all the space to like push that Spire. They just need to cover the like for the back cap, but us is actually on sniper, so that's not gonna happen. That was really well played there.
Yeah, it was nice work by Stark to get behind, but I mean, I kind of got to point some fingers at someone for like not calling it, because he did fire a shot and then just ran behind and nothing happened. But we do see the Uber come out of Bull. They get Cost and they get Shadowburn. Rib does go down, but as long as they cap in the Spire off, it's going to be fine. Like, they can reset and trash. There's a sniper, so they can play this slow and heal up. They get a pick on Thalash actually, so they can. Realistically, they can go forward now with the respawns. I mean, the sniper is still a threat. They might want to slow it down and actually play the Uber advantage, because by the time they get in, spawns are going to be up for Full Tilt, and the sniper's going to make it quite difficult. But they're choosing to contest. Zebo failed his jump, kind of gets in eventually and pressuring them back. But I mean, this kind of looks a bit iffy. Nier just gets in, crushes Bull.
Silentis just went through all the way and like just jumped onto Bull, and he's going down now. So that's an Uber advantage for Full Tilt and Cost. Zebuzai is going down as well. That's unfortunately, he was trying to go in, but they were so far back, so he didn't manage to do anything with that. Hild is just contesting the middle, kinda alone there. He's not getting any help. He's down to 50 HP, but oh my god, this is such a clutch fight there. Kos is going down and Hildus is going down, but they managed to block the point at least.
I was trying to say, like, just before that happened, like, Nerd Rage, I didn't think, like, by the book, they shouldn't really have pushed there. I mean, because they had to jump, like, Zebo so deep to try and get, like, basically, because they had to pressure the sniper, they had to go so deep to do that they left their medic completely exposed, where they had Uber advantage anyway, so if they just waited that out, they could have contested later. But in any case, they're again coming back in deep on this mid. They get the sniper this time, so it's a bit better eventually. Zebo actually picks up Syl as well, so this is like far better. They get 3 kills, this is going to be a mid lockdown. No Uber's in play, and they're probably just going to roll this forward. Zebo's already chasing. I think there's 2 guys chasing actually. Oh no, I just see a fake blue line. We have a fight on Yard as the remaining, what they called full tilt players just backing up. No spawn's going to come in, so it's probably going to be a free spy for them. Cos probably also wants to get to last now. They probably want to start setting up off classes. They've been paying attention, they know they're behind 20%, 30% on Uber. They didn't build so well, and I think he had a bit of a later spawn. So it's going to be a last hold, and we've gone all the way back now. If you remember, not so long ago, it was the other way around. Full tilt trying to push Nerd Rage last. My god, it's too early.
Yeah, we see the same setup now, and they're going in their way on lower left with the 20% advantage, and they're just trying to focus on the point. hildreth is getting ZOWIE on the point, but there's so much cap time on the point, and Cos going down as well, so there's no chance he's getting his Uber, and that was a really good push pretty much. Like, they just focused on the point, just sacrificed 1 or 2 players there, but then managed to cap off the point. That was really decent.
Yeah, full tilt, they're kind of getting outdone with the flank plays at the moment. Like, Cos is just dying at really, really inconvenient moments. Like, they win the mid, medic drops on last, not really Cos's fault, it's just a nice flank by Stark, and then there's kind of similar situations, like they win the fights but then lose their med late, and Nerd Rage just pushing them with a heal advantage when they get at the end. Anyway, back on another mid, Rib again taking a lot of positions, playing the train, playing on point, but a lot of spam coming his way and no real ground gain. Zebo's in deep, oh wow, Zebo actually takes down Austin. Stark finds a frag on Shadow, but that's a flank shut down, that's the medic down, but all the frags are actually now going the way of full tilt, but now they're coming back in the way of Nerd Rage, and I don't really know what's going on. Looks like it's going to be a Nerd Rage mid in the end, as they are 3 against 1 now, with Syl dying quite late. I'm not quite sure what Ast is, can he make anything happen, or he's actually in.
He's on the middle, just 1v1ing Stark, but Stark wins this battle, and Flippy was there to cover him as well. But both medics went down. Bull went down a little bit later though, because Silentis just sneaked in his way through the valley, I guess it was, and then jumped into house and killed him from behind. So there's a very, very slight advantage for Cos now, like 20% maybe, or they didn't build it so well. Cos didn't heal for a while, so it's nothing they can work with, but still it's an equal Uber at least. And there's one pick as well, ZOWIE is too far in there in the choke and just going down there. So we might see a push now coming in by full tilt.
I think they've missed their chance. Like, if they had good calls there and good coordination, they would have known, like, they killed Zebo, they also made Stark down to 10 HP, so he was currently back in house. So they actually only had 3 combat classes forward there. If they just pushed immediately, there was actually an opening for them. But I think with just the one pick, trying to push to middle against a team that probably, maybe they won't admit it, but they see as superior to them, they probably want to try and play a bit more by the book, and maybe a bit more like wanting a more guaranteed like advantage to push on. So yeah, they choose not to push, and we're kind of stalemating it out. I wouldn't be surprised to see Zebo attempt to play, and he's actually already in while I'm like spinning around the map looking for him. He does not get the cost. Cost gets down to 50 HP. So it'll be interesting now to see what full tilt do, if they're going to try a counter sack or just Uber out of house. They're committing their medic to house at the moment actually, so it looks like we're going to see a trade. But Sticky's all around house, so they've got to be careful. Uber comes in, but the counter force is going to come a little bit late. We've got a more comfortable Uber for Bull, but Bull's actually dropped down. He's currently not Ubering anyone. And Rib goes down as a consequence. That's a huge blunder by Bull. Just slips off the bridge, falls under, and he can't get the Uber on people that need it. There's Zoob going down as well off the back of that. And this is completely going full tilt's way at the moment. I mean, Zebo's back in, but he's going to go down. He can't get anything done. And all 3 of the remaining Nerd Rage players are out. They're on Yard. There's no one behind. There's nothing to make life difficult for Nerd Rage at the moment. There's one scout in house who should get taken down and does by Shadowbun. So it's 2 up. There should be a guaranteed Spire, and I mean, they're probably not going to get last off the back of it, but they're going to get guaranteed Spire, guaranteed Uber advantage, a slim one. But if they build hard and just try and catch like the point or Bull, like it could happen. Good position now for Nerd Rage. Not Nerd Rage, definitely. The other one.
So we just see another. Oh, this is like going like to their last and then back to the other last and all this stuff. So same situation that we saw in the first round. Equal Ubers, and again Nerd Rage with the pyro there on the top left. Let's see what Fulted is trying to do now. Equal Ubers again. They just sacrificed Shadowbun from the main area. He's actually going back with 20 HP. That was kind of lucky. But yeah, again, stalemate situation. Talos is just peeking a bit in lower right. They're just refreshing their buffs and just try to send Shadowbun in from somewhere. He's going lower right at the moment, but he's getting spammed, so he can't do much there. Zabuza and Flippy killing Shadowbun. They're stuck going in as a pyro, but immediately going down to some nice spam by Silentis, and the Uber's been popped off, and they're going in from top left. Bull milking his Uber very well. Cost is already out, which is very important. They have like 50% more of that Uber. So it's just an equal Uber again, but they have one more player. Let's see if they are trying to do something with it.
They don't really look like they have a plan at the moment. They're just like Thalash is looking around, kind of trying to find some openings, but bottom left is, or bottom right from his perspective, is really well watched. I'm kind of surprised they're not going to the Thalash sniper. It's like an option they have. I mean, I know Flippy's like known as a very good sniper, but when you're in like the offensive position and you have a sniper, you kind of have a lot more control. Like Flippy can only snipe the people that peek, so the best he can get would be just the enemy sniper, whereas Thalash can peek and, you know, find picks of actual value. But they're not going this route. They're going for the Shadowburn sack.
Yeah, what is worse to know is like Stark is on the spire and he's sneaking all the way on top of the spire, so he's on the balcony now, just behind the full tilt team. He's just going behind Kos now, and Kos is healing him and he's missing the step though. He's so unlucky.
You see that cheeky little look Stark did, like he looked around, you know, he's like, I'm coming for heals, I'm just checking behind, you know. Kos fell for it, totally fell for it, but sadly while falling for it, he kept his chest to Stark. Wanted to look at that guy he was healing, you know, and make sure he's getting all the heals on him, good and proper, but... Yeah, once again, so Thalash goes down now actually, so this could actually, this could change things a little bit, because like I said, he is a very, very capable sniper. I would like to see him go sniper, and he does spawn on sniper,
yeah,
so they have like a different tool now to work with. Like, Badlands is it's a difficult last point to make sacks on, like all the doors are really choky. The medic has like a lot of things in his way, like he has 3 players surrounding him, high ground, pillars to hide behind, and, you know, spawn to run in. It's really difficult to make like soldier sacks work, so I think the sniper is a good choice. I want to see him get a buff on them though, because Flippy is sniping as well. Thalash currently operating without a buff, so not a favourable fight at all. He should have been cooled now, like Rib is peeking, he's playing in front of the glass, so he really needs to get his buff. So yeah, he gets the buff, so TF2 101 is actually happening. And now we wait for a pick.
Yeah, he's just peeking. Oh, he's landing a shot onto Rib. Oh, unfortunately, he's surviving this with 28 HP. Just only hit the body shot there, and now he's switching back to the top lobby. Can land the shot in main, which is like, this is very, very good. Like, you just do one shot and then they expect you to be like main, and then he's rotating back to top lobby. And that again, now he's getting the pick onto Zoo because he didn't expect him to be in top lobby, and now he's switching back to main, trying to get this other soldier there on the top right. Missing a shot, but meanwhile Kos and Celentis going in with their Uber. Kos is being blocked on top, connecting with Shadowburn and Aston. They have a very good position now apparently. They are on the top. That should work for them maybe. This should work. Hildreth in main, just sticking off the point, and that should be their round.
Yeah, Shadowburn just completely cleaning up. I mean, I didn't actually see any of the frags, but he got two all of a sudden, like at the point where the fight was going 50-50, you know, it was a pick each, positional advantage, like just about in favour of full tilt. Shadowburn converts it into like a genuine advantage that they could take the round off the back of. So then Merc coming in big at the moment, making the difference. And well played to Thalash as well, obviously opening that sight up, as they would say.
Yeah. Hildreth again on the balcony, Rip just going normal, just controlling their train, and they have so much point presence already, you know, right? Fulton is just trying to go in their way from their shithouse. Hildreth and Celentis going down though, but meanwhile 3 players of Nerdrich as well going down, Bull as well, and it's only Rip left alive. Like, Nerdrich was controlling the middle in the first few seconds already, but then the double soldier bomb and the follow-up from the team through the shithouse was very, very well timed by Full Tilt there. And they just raped everyone on the point. Because, Nerdrich, I don't know, they focused the wrong things, I guess. Like, some of the players were watching forward onto their house, and they were missing the call that the enemy team was in belly, I guess. It looked like...
I feel like Rib is not entirely in sync with his team at the moment on these mids. Like, he puts, oh wow, Shadowburn just coming in huge, another 2 kills. This really should be a round for them, honestly. I'll come back to that mid in a moment, because really they should just like breakneck pace this to last now. I mean, Flippy's up on Pyro, but I mean, they have 2 picks. I mean, Stark actually finds a frag on Thalash. And what? Hildreth and whoever that soldier is are chasing him. I guess they want to frag him, they see Stark as like a key player, but I mean, the Demo Man was down.
Yeah, they also have the Uber advantage they can work with, so they should walk all the way in. Like, Whip just spawned now, and now he's got Stickies on the point, which will push a lot more difficult, because they have the Pirate to delay it, and they have like 60% already. And I guess it's already too late for them to push. Like, Flippy's still with the full buff, doing so much work denying this whole Uber. Oh my god. It was so well played by Flippy there.
You gotta say, it's such a missed opportunity though. Like, if you have Uber and the enemy team's demo is down on Badlands last, that's like, as long as you have like numbers, and they had number advantage, let alone enough people, like that's a round. Like, you really can't fuck that up. Sticky's on the point, just throw bodies at the point, like one after the other, and you cap that round 9 times out of 10. You literally require no coordination strategy. But it's a backhand attempt. Thalash running onto the Stickies. Yeah. Either way, yeah, we're seeing the push out now from Nerdrage, taking Spire. Most likely Uber's popped, but they're actually losing numbers. Uber's down, Stark is down, and they have no control of Spire. They're all backed up into resup, and this is going to be a complete fail. Their only hope is to backspawn to last, and we're actually going to give Kos's team another chance to attempt last here.
Yeah, in this end there's no Stark behind, so they won't get distracted. I guess they're already going through Shadowburn and Celentis through the lower right with the heals, going on to Zebozai, and he should go down very soon. There he goes. Oh, Silentis and us are going down as well though, and there's Stark from behind killing Shadowburn as well, and it's only Kos and Talash left alive. Kos on 93%, connecting with Talash, that's very important there. They're gonna have this Uber, but they won't be able to push with it just yet because they're missing so many people now. Everyone went down pretty much.
Yeah, everyone getting forward spawn for why am I find it so hard to say full tilt in a sentence, but everyone getting forward spawn for full tilt, so they really should take the spy back instantly. Like, I'm not entirely sure what they're waiting for. They kind of gave Nerd Rage time to set up that, but they have found themselves in a position. Rib is weak and they get flippy. They can chase it, they can genuinely convert frags. They found 3 people in lobby. Rib should go down at the very least, but they don't commit onto him. I really think they should have, and they've missed a trick there. Zebo goes down and they're going to take Spire, but I mean Uber's up almost for bull, so the best they can do now is go to last and force it and have a slight advantage maybe if everything goes according to the plan. But actually they find Stark as well. They're 3 down. I really don't know what Nerd Rage are doing there. Like, everyone who should have died got out and everyone who should have been fine died. So that was just complete nonsense. Stickies are blown. There's a presence on the point, but then Uber's popped for bull. So that's like an Uber advantage for
yeah, that's all they need. And Kos is already really far back, which is pretty good. Well, they should back all the way. I guess they shouldn't be stuck in top lobby. They're already missing 2 player and Nerd Rage obviously with the better spawns. But Talash just going huge, just killing Zoop there in the 1v1. This is pretty good, and Talash is in on the top left and everyone's on the floor. But Stark is going through onto Kos, Hilda's landing some 2 nice pipes there. So now they can work with the Uber advantage again. They shouldn't rush it as they did in the last push. Like, they have the Uber advantage, they have all the time. Nerd Rage will get spawners, so they should just wait until they have the Uber and then push with a 66 there. Like, there's no momentum they have to use in that moment.
Yeah, but I think like some teams would opt to push that. I think they're making a really wise decision in not pushing though. I mean, you have numbers, but you don't have full numbers, like you don't have your entire team. But anyway, they have Ubered in. They found Rib instantly, so that should pretty much be the last. If you get a demo frag that early, Badlands last, you have no chance.
Yeah.
That's 2-1. That's 2-1 to full tilt. Like, the team that was moved to this group, like, shouldn't have even been here. Like, Nerd Rage should be playing Lego at the moment, but now they're losing to a team that didn't even play last season. They're not going to LAN, so Nerd Rage need to kind of step it up. And as I was saying before, their mids have not been convincing. Like, Rib has been so out of sync with his team. Like, he's putting so much pressure on the point, but then, like, no one's helping him. Everyone's just standing behind him and trying to deny, but like he's doing like aggressive damage. And this time we see Zebo in so early, and the scout helping him on the train, and they instantly find a frag on Shadowburn. They should actually take this mid. They have really nice position on the point. All of Full Tilt are just stacked around their shithouse and have no real entryway. They're just 4 guys clustered in one spot, and all Nerd Rage have to do is just contain them now. Just contain, pick off the overextenders, and it's going to be theirs. Looks like they're going to commit for the wipe, and it's not going that much in their favour. Like, they haven't focused fire particularly well here. They're kind of scattered. Rib is jumping all the way behind. He's on Spire, but Kos is going to make it out. They do get the mid, and they're maybe going to get the Spire, but it's just Bull and Rib alone here. So,
yeah.
Like, they did really nice.
Taking the point though. Like, this is pretty good. Like, no, we need to see some air pipes coming up by Rib here. But Shadowburn actually the MGE hero, obviously, just killing him.
Oh, such a huge mistake. Like, they had that mid. Like, they went for the wipe.
Yes.
I can kind of see why they went for the wipe, but then it didn't work. But then Bull and Rib commit to Spire even though they're down. I don't understand that aftermath. That's just nonsensical. I don't know if it's the time of day or whatever.
To be honest, I guess they were expecting their team to like do the deathmatch work, and then they were about to flank them and catch them on the resupply where they're still backing out, but they already got raped in the valley, and then they were already through the choke, and I guess that was a mistake. Like, they trusted in their team that they will do it and that they will pressure them back onto resupply, and then they can sandwich them, but this didn't work obviously, because Fulted having a really good day actually, and like just killing these players who went aggressive instantly. Silento was a nice worker there onto Stark as well.
I was gonna say, oh my god, Flippy.
Oh, Flippy goes down to Kos. Flippy on that sniper rifle now, landing the shot onto hildreth as well. Shadowburn coming in from behind, equalizing the Ubers again and killing Bull there. And he's still alive, he's 65, what a huge roam there by Shadowburn.
Balash is actually in behind, he should take down Flippy barring some complete miracle, so that's a sniper effect eliminated, but actually both scouts are behind and they have a soldier on the point. They're probably going to take the Spire.
Yeah,
like,
Shadowburn on that Spire, that was so huge. Like, he's denying that sniper, killing Bull, and he's still managed to get a stay alive and start going down to a double air shot there by Shadowburn as well. Oh my god, what a huge play by the Merc there of Shadowburn.
Oh dear god. That's got to be demoralizing, I'm not gonna lie, but like absolutely immense play. They still haven't capped though, like in amongst all of this, like they've wiped them like 1.5 times over at this point, but they've not capped. And now Flippy's back up on Sniper, denying Spire, and Hildreth's up, frags Eberside. I don't know what's going on, Kraus, but I don't think they're gonna cap this Spire. They're 3 down, they have another scout on the Spire chasing the Sniper, and this has just turned into like absolute chaos. Like no one's really thinking about capping anymore, they're just going for frags. Frags,
Zoop and Eberside just blocking the Spire there alone. Zoop going for that kill behind as well, and he's managed to get him, so there's many players down for full tilt. They don't have a demo, and that should be the time when Untitled is pushing the middle here without the demo, so they should have an opportunity to take this middle for free even.
Now, while all this chaos was going on, Koss and Shadowburn respawning, they were building really, really hard on mid, and they've actually engineered themselves an uber advantage off the back of that, and they're going to contest, and I really don't think Nerd Rage are expecting this, so they jump in. It's all about if they can get the frags. Nerd Rage didn't expect this, but so far the focus fire's not there. They find Rib, but that's probably not all they would have hoped for. They would have hoped for a medic pick there, with Bull sitting currently on 98%, like he's on 85% as they pushed, and so I know Uber's coming out for Bull, and this should be a mid cap for them. They've already got half the cap time in place. They need to push them out and just get the point. It looks like they're chasing kills in Valley at the moment. I can't actually see. I guess.
Yeah, that was a very nice chase there onto Shadowburn, and now the middle is back to Nerd Rage. Maybe like they're just trying to go in with that pick. hildreth is getting forced back so far, and like he's very weak as well. There's not much he can do actually. I think Nerd Rage is not using the health advantage. Like they were all on full HP, but they kind of went back too early in my opinion. Like they had the heal advantage, and they had even one more player as well on that mid fight, but they just kind of only spammed in instead of fully commit to this.
Yeah, I
don't agree with that.
I think they were lacking leadership in this fight. There was opportunities for them to go there, but I mean, if you're just looking at the scoreboard, like you're thinking Ribs, like one of their guys is a late spawner, like they don't know their HP. So it's, oh my god, Sil! I don't even know what just happened. Did he just kill 2 guys in the air shot?
Holy shit!
That was fucking ridiculous.
Holy shit! Yeah, this is huge, and this is an Uber v Uber fight again. Fulted with 2 more players though, and they're just trying to walk in through lower right with a double scout and the demo here. Uber gets popped off. Us is going down though to Stark, and Nerd Rage didn't even pop their Uber, so this is very, very bad looking for full tilt. Bull still didn't. Oh my god. Just now uses his Uber chart. Talos is going down very late as well, but Whip is going down.
That's huge, and Sil's still in. He's just, this kid's just doing it by himself at the moment. Look at this guy go, he's just going to cap it outright. Holy fucking shit. Hildreth comes in and seals the deal. Seals the deal, heh. But, is that 3-1?
Yeah, this is actually 3-1. This shouldn't have worked, really. I don't know what's happening to Nerd Rage. Might as well the fact that Tech is missing and Zoop is on the pocket, so they're missing some, like, calls from ZOWIE or whoever, because he's, like, actually on the roamer, but they're actually, like, I don't know, they're focusing not the right things, and they are not doing the right decisions at the moment. Even though their medals went pretty well, and Whip again with the point control, just going in all the way aggressive. hildreth is very weak on the point, going down as well. So this is a really nice pick there. But soldiers are coming in from behind, so Shadowburn creating so much space for them. And they're all the way back in choke, but they're trying to go back in with that. They're just walking in. I don't know if it's working. They have, like, the better position now. Full tilt, so they can't do much. Get this back in.
And they're gonna get wiped. This is another wipe. This should be 4-1. Like really. I mean, mid isn't capped. Okay, maybe it shouldn't be 4-1. They're gonna be able to get all their respawners for last and at least put up like a pyro and 6 players because they haven't capped mid yet. But I mean, like really.
Oh,
wow.
He's going down to Flippy. Flippy just buying his team so much time here, and he's going to Shadowburn as well, killing him as well. That is so huge by Flippy there. He's got so much time for his team, and Koss is forcing his Uber. Oh, I don't know what's happening there.
That's such a colossal fuck up. Like, they were fighting Flippy on Stone Bridge, they see him run to resup, and then they start backing up to cap. How does no one call to hildreth to watch Valley? Like, how does hildreth not get this call? Like, he's the only guy alive, it's like the most common play in the book, like you flank and try and block mid if you get any sense of a chance there, like, it's the only play you can make 1v5. If there's a cap involved, you try and flank and catch the one guy on the point alone. How can no one call to hildreth that a scout's in resub and he should sticky Valley? hildreth's just been sold out completely by his team there, and it's cost them dearly. That should have been pretty much a round. But yeah, that's a big
even
big
though
blunder.
they're like 3-1 in the lead, so they just gonna position their back a bit. Like they're gonna position a bit further back on that Spire, just using the equal Uber situation. They're just trying to like force Nerd Rage very early. Like we see some early spam there by Shadowburn on that balcony. So they're just gonna try and force this Uber off
It's a huge mistake by Nerd Rage to push this. Like they did really great work to kind of salvage it and make it so they can actually hold last, but they don't have anything to push on.
Fulted just didn't want to push last, I guess, because they're 3-1 in the lead and there's only 7 minutes left on the clock, so they kinda have to move. And Bull just pops off his Uber Koss as well. Talos is very weak, so he's not in the fight, and this is not looking good for Fulted. This should be the Spire for Nerd Rage here.
Like, the way I interpret that situation was, like, Bull had a slight advantage. He actually goes down to Thalash somewhere behind. But the way I interpreted it was, Nerd Rage had a slight Uber advantage, but it's not one you'd push on, because by the time they actually got to pushing, Koss had just got his, so Koss didn't want to go close, because he knew they had a slight advantage, but it wasn't one that I'd expect them to push on, but Full Tilt just gave it to them. I don't know why, maybe they just don't know how to hold Spire in that situation, because it's just not something you have to do, holding Spire Uber versus a team pushing out of last, especially as a new team who haven't played matches, like in scrims. You know, no one's playing for the rounds, for the win. Like, if you're just going to push or whatever, no one's going to push out of last, it's not going to happen, like this whole clock game. But anyway, somehow they turn it around, they kill Bull, they have 30% advantage, they have 3 picks to their name, 2 now as 1 spawn comes in, but either way they're pushing Spire 6v4, it should be a Spire for them. I don't think there's anything really sneaky going on for Nerd Rage as far as I can see. Everyone is on Balk or on Spire. There's no one really in a different position. The only thing I have to worry about is drop down if someone comes drop down, which the soldier currently is.
Actually, but they're watching this, they're positioning themselves really good.
Okay, now they get
down as well.
Wow. Now they have to
Koss
go.
down to 27 HP, some nice serves here and some nice dodges there by Koss surviving this. And now with like 40%, with like 40 HP surviving and like 100% advantage, Stark is all the way behind. They should just rush onto last.
Koss drops this. Oh my god, Hildreth catches Stark, that's the round. I was gonna say Stark is gonna come behind Koss, and I could just see like it would be such a classic Koss drop. Drop that Uber to like a one-shot mute shot from behind, but yeah, Hildreth prevents it, they get the cap. And it's 4-1, Kraus.
Yeah, quits for Bull, they're gonna like try and risk something because there's only 5 minutes left on the clock, they have to rush this, they have to like need 3 or 4 fast rounds there to get the get some points of this game. But again, like the point control, 2 scouts on the point with Rip, and they almost kept the point already. Like only us trying to contest this point, but Full Tilt is like 3 players down and like very weak, so they just need to back out.
They do get Bull though. Like that's a really, it's really good for them because I mean at this point 4-1, 4 minutes and a half left on the clock. I mean I see. Oh, I don't know. No. Hildreth and his medic are currently tip-tapping around top lobby. I don't know if this is the right decision. They're opening themselves up to a flank. If Koss is getting forced or picked here, it's really bad for them because they just need to play the clock. If they can just keep this Uber up and not let anything go until that Uber's like actually used for a trade, you know, then they get it just by default of the time. And luckily Koss is staying alive, but I don't think they played that necessarily as well as they could, as safe as they could, or as safe as they should I say, in this situation. But nonetheless, they keep it together. We're at a choke stalemate at the moment. There's 2 down for Full Tilt at the moment. Sorry, for Nerd Rage at the moment. And I was going to say, ordinarily you'd see them push, and they do in fact do that. They go in deep. I'm wondering if there's any backup on. I don't see anyone behind, so this is actually going to be mid. This is going to be mid for Full Tilt. And they find Zebo. It's 3.5 minutes, and they're just kind of forced to go. They need 3 rounds in as many minutes, pretty much, and they just got to go. Like, Full Tilt get the cap. I think this is over. I don't think they can do it anymore. I mean, they can technically do it, but I don't think they will, or really can. It's not realistic.
Yeah, at least they have the Uber, and like Koss kind of wasted the Uber on that middle point, to be honest. Like, they kind of used it without anything. But the quits get popped off there by Whip, and just finding Silentis, and Koss and Full Tilt are already very far back, which is kind of expected. I don't know, there was kind of blind pop there, because they were all the way back into lobby already, and then the quits got popped off. Now we see an Uber advantage for Full Tilt, and this is gonna be so tough. Like, Koss is already on 80% of that Uber.
Balos, I don't know what he was doing or where he was, but absolutely he should not have died there. It's just vital. You just keep 6. I don't know what they're doing. They're full tilt or full tilting at the moment. Like, all they had to do was stay alive and just not give this round away quickly. But they don't. Like, do you know what I mean? If they just had 6 there, then they can't do this dry push. They can't just break in. Like, they have to wait for Uber, and like they'll probably get the round, but you know they get it in 2 minutes time. They don't get it now, and suddenly like Full Tilt are thinking, oh my god, there's 2 minutes and they need 2 rounds. And this is just a classic like a Zebo style team to make this blistering comeback. I mean, I don't need to talk about I-49 with Broder against the Australians. Like, that was a Zebo inspired team, and we're looking at the same like package here. Like, they can make this happen. It's realistic now. They can make this happen.
Zebo's like with a huge bomb on Hildreth, and this is a very nice pick, and they have so much point control again, and they should already push. They should just leave like 1 player on that cap and just ignore these players in Valley. They just need to cap. Like, it's 2 minutes left on the clock. They don't even need the kills. They just need to cap the point. They should just walk in all the way. And again, they also have the quits advantage, so they should be pushing last already with it, actually.
Yep. If there's one guy I want to crits in this situation, like, it's Rib. Like, Rib does not feel the pressure, you know, he will just fucking do it. He doesn't care.
Actually, Zoop with the quits, the soldier quits. Top left finding the engineer there, and Koss as well. Oh my god, what a huge rocket there, and there's some quits. Dick is on the point. Like, this is a very looking good. It's looking so good. They should be able to do this, actually. They just need to focus the point. Like, there's no sticks on the point. They need to send someone onto that point. Please.
Alright, now we have one
there
of
we go.
we have my favorite situation in TF2 now. Well, not my favorite, but like as a spectator, it's the classic like age-old question: do we go to mid? Because they've lost like
yes.
they're basically like they don't have the mentality at the moment to win a big fast team fight. So do they go to mid? That is like the question.
Another quits, and it looks like the default setup though. So it looks like they're contesting this middle. Let's see how they commit to it though. Like maybe they're just staying back and like just show up a bit. But actually, they're just secking their own train, and this is looking so much better for Full Tilt as well. Like, Nerdrage can't take the position on the point, and they already have some people with red health. Some nice spam there by Silentis, and Zoop and Zebuzai are going down as well. This is looking
boys.
So much better for Full Tilt, and that should be it.
Full Tilt, boys. They've done it.
We see this thing out quits, but it's not gonna do anything. They just find Hildreth, but it doesn't matter. Bull is going down as well, and it's only Flip left alive. He's going down, so that's a GG. That
is GG. Oh my god, what an incredible game. I'm so fucking glad I watched this instead of playing against Saints. Wow. I don't even know what to say.
There was a...
Like, I mean, that should have been... Like, it's close, it was such an exciting finish, but it shouldn't have been.
Yeah.
Like, that's like just a classic kind of case of a team that's inexperienced, they're on the verge of creating an upset, and they just kind of bottle it in the last 5 minutes. And it's just a question of like how bad did they bottle it, and in this case they only bottled it a little bit, you know, they kind of pulled it together when it really mattered, the last minute, 4-3. They sort their shit out and get the win.
Yeah.
But, like that really, like if we're talking like how the actual game went, before like real mentality issues kind of came into the fold and it was just one team against another team, like who's better? I mean, Full Tilt were miles better.
Full Tilt did a very good game there, like, I guess Nerdrage kinda struggled to find into that game in the beginning, and I guess they improved a lot in that game. Like in the last few rounds they played so much better than in the first round though. But we do have to give credits to Full Tilt already as well though. Like they had a really good game.
If you think like at one point, okay, the score was what, 4-1 at one point, and the one round they got, Koss had to drop on last for them to push them back and take the round. So it could easily have been 5-0, you know, like it wasn't. It was a closer game than that, but the score easily could have been like if a couple of coin flips go the other way, only 1 or 2, it's 5-0. So this crazy game to start the day.
Yeah, like if you look at the frags and at the team damage, it's like 120 kills for Full Tilt and only 91 for Nerdrage. Yeah, like this is not looking as close as the score is, because like they have so much more damage, like almost 5k more damage and like 30 more kills. And this is huge for 4-3 score. Madness.
So now I second map, because I know I had my team messaging me during this game asking, what the hell do we do? What's the second map? What do we do? And I don't think anyone knows. So now they have this problem.
I wanna actually check on the team page, but DavidTheWin says it's gonna be just like Badlands and Gullywash for the first round, so he just kind of decided that.
Oh my god, that's the worst possible map for Nerdrage. Like Gullywash is the ultimate like weak map for, I don't know, for any team with Zebo on it in the last 2 years. Gullywash is just the map they don't want to play. It seems like forever. Like Dota, what are they called? BK. So yeah, Stark's getting salty. Saying map, question mark, we have to play our next game in 15 mins, don't make us wait. Nerdrage don't like to wait, it's a world-known fact. They'll be leaving the next PCW 10 minutes early, boys. Side jokes aside, yeah. So we're just waiting to find out the next map now. Do we have logs for that game? You say you were quoting the logs earlier. I guess we should probably look at those. I haven't casted in so long, I've forgotten. How on earth do you do this? Pipe.
So yeah, again, like so many more frags for Full Tilt there. Silentis with a top damage there, 10k, and then straight behind it's Zoop with 9k, Shadowburn with 8.5k, and Zebuzai was almost 8k. So the soldiers doing so much work there. Yeah, Koss only died 7 times, and Bull died 14 times, which is such a huge difference.
Koss died half as many times as Bull, but 2 of his deaths were drops, so I think that's important to note.
Yeah, and Bull healed more. This is interesting.
Yeah, I mean, just kind of looking at like everything, like the thing I really notice is man for man, every like player on Full Tilt is kind of outstatting, shall we say, like their guy, like their opposing number. Like the top 2 damages are both pockets, but still is ahead, more frags. I mean, he has more deaths, but I mean that's kind of the style they play. Like Zuba's obviously filling in for Tech, where his job is to come in late and kind of clean everything up. I mean, a lot of the time you see him kind of playing different to Tech anyway and just kind of doing his thing, but naturally the setup of Nerd Rage accounts for the pocket dying less. Like Sil is, again, like going kind of toe-to-toe with Zebo, but again above him on the log, Stalash, like both scouts, like Stark. I think Stark is really the puzzle here. Like when Nerd Rage are normally playing really bad, or when they're not having a great night, should I say, Stark is the guy who just comes in, drops 40 frags, and everything's fine. Doesn't matter, we got Stark. But today, Stark is going 22 for 25. 20...
Yeah, no one of Nerd Rage had a positive KD. Only Zoop did. Like he had 24 to 12, which is pretty good. Like especially if you lose the game, then it's a very, very good set. But
of course, it's TF2, so sometimes it happens. Like if your team loses, everyone has bad stats, but it's not normally the case for Stark. Stark normally stands out regardless of what's happening with the team player or anything else. He'll just go in and make it happen. But totally couldn't do it today. I mean, he had that, like, I thought it was just going to be a classic game. Like, Nerd Rage lost the first mid, Cross had Faluba on last, drops it to, well, not quite to Stark, he dropped it to a spam rocket, but it was Stark that set up the whole play, you know, so I thought it was just going to be more of that. But it didn't really happen.
I don't even remember the second one. Like, the second drop. The first drop was really unfortunate, I just couldn't do much about it. It was just like facing like into that scout, and no one was facing forward to see Silente spamming.
Yeah,
there's nothing we can blame him.
Yeah, you don't blame Koss for that. It was a nice setup play. Like it was good coordination. Start coming in and the spam come from top lobby. Like you give that credit to Nerd Rage. But the second drop, I seem to remember there being a second drop. Like when I looked at the logs, I was expecting 2 drops for Koss. I don't remember either where it happened. Anyway. Looks like the map has been changed to Gully, so it looks like we are going to Gully Wash. And like I said before, like, I mean, I don't really know why this is a weak map for Nerd Rage. I never really understood it, but it just kind of is. Like, or at least I know they hate it. Maybe it's not like a weak map as much as they hate it, so they don't practice it, if you know what I mean. Rather than actually being technically weak.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, like Zebo hates it. I don't think Stark likes it, but I think it's mainly Zebo. Like, Zebo just hates the map, and Zebo's the kind of player who... He might not be the leader of his team or anything, but he's a voice that gets a lot of his way in his team. He's always like one of the main guys, one of the stars. So kind of he gets a lot of sway in the team, and he hates this map. Obviously they don't play it. But I mean, they do have the Flippy sniper. Like Flippy is, you know, top 2 snipers in Europe without a doubt. If you want to get into like in terms of the world in 6v6, like probably top 2 again. But
yeah,
like
sure.
So like, they can just crack him out basically at any point. Like, if any point, like, they might not start with it. Like, they always seem to try and, at least in scrims, I know it's just scrims, but often you can tell these little things from scrims still in Europe, because we don't have that many matches to play, so the bulk of what you're doing is scrimming, so your scrim habits tend to come into your matches as well. Like, they generally don't start off with the Flippy Sniper. They will try and make it work with standard classes first, and then like, they fall back to the Flippy Sniper, like, okay, it's not working. They just crack out Flippy and try and like catch you off. And when they do this, Zebo tends to go on scout, so they have like 2 scouts and a sniper and 1 soldier. But yeah, I don't know. I can't really say I remember how Full Tilt play Gully Wash. I don't really know much about them on it. I only encountered them a couple of times, but I mean, if there's a map Nerd Rage wouldn't want to play right now, it was Gully Wash. Apart from maybe Sunshine, just because no one wants to play Sunshine.
That's true. I actually like Sunshine. It's a very good map.
I don't mind Sunshine either, but I know Stark hates that as well.
Yeah, fair enough. So let's see if like they can use their momentum now, Full Tilt, and like just gonna go into that game and like stop where they actually started in the last map. I was about to say like start where they stopped on the last map, but this would have been bad because they kind of lost in the last bit of the map. So let's see if they can have another great start as they had on Badlands.
Yeah, I mean, Nerd Rage will definitely want to, like, I mean, they lost that last round, couldn't quite make it happen, but they really had the momentum going in their favor in the last kind of 5, 6, 7 minutes of that Badlands game. I mean, obviously they couldn't quite make the impossible dream real, but they definitely had the momentum. They were playing a lot better. They'd kind of figured a few things out, or at least had, like, the right spirit going on. So they'll want to actually carry that over, even though obviously they didn't win. Here we go, we're going live. Take it away.
Yeah, we're going live. So this is the second map of the TFTV Invitational Cup, Guts and Gimmicks, I guess it was. So we see Nerd Rage versus Full Tilt. Full Tilt won the first map, and this is the first middle of Gully Wash here. So Rip just with the choke warlord just spamming on top of the point, creating a lot of space for his team, but he's actually going down to a nice spam there, coordinated spam by Shadowburn and Talash there. Silentis meanwhile going down, ZOWIE in from behind, killing 3 players, I guess it was, caught Talash and Shadowburn going down to him, and hildreth dropping, oh my god, there was such a huge flank there by ZOWIE. ZOWIE, I guess he went through drop down or just through valley, but he just flanked from behind and his whole team went forward in that moment. That was so well timed there on Gullywash, and this is the key on that map, I guess. Like, you need coordinated flank and then like need the team to follow up on that, and they did it so well this time.
Yeah, it's really true. Like, it's something I've noticed on Gullywash lately. You often see teams just end up like, one team will have a huge advantage, but they'll have these 5 guys stacked on one side of the point, and it's such a hard point to actually push over. You really need that synergy with the flank, like coming in from 2 different angles at once. And like you say, Nodrage just nailed it as the Uber comes in top left.
Yeah, Talash is going down, he was trying to deny that Uber as a pyro. Zoop killing Shadowburn as well, and now they just have to focus on the point, and it's looking very good for them. It's only us left alive, and he won't be able to kill 3 players head out. Yeah, there we go, that's the first one for Nerdwin, and that's a much better start for Nerdwin than on Badlands. Such a clean round there. They're
angry. And I think, like, the thing is for Full Tilt, like, they're coming, like, they're on Cloud 9 a minute ago, but now they're kind of coming down, you know? Like, they did more than they probably ever dreamed of already, so now it's like, can they get themselves going? Like, can they get that same fire again and actually compete? Because, I mean, it takes a lot, really. As we do see Hildreth saying up top left. The jump coming in quite early, like, point position taken by Shadowburn, but it kind of gets shut down, and now we end up with no real flank, like, presence for Full Tilt. Still jumps in with absolutely no HP, Ass gets crushed. So this mid just going horribly wrong for Full Tilt right from the get-go. Like, Shadowburn never really made it in. But actually, they're finding a couple of frags, but I mean, still, the HP doesn't really look that great in terms of numbers. Like, their position, they're quite far back. I'm just talking shit, I don't know what's going on, but it's a big fight. It's definitely a big fight, boys. Cost is the last one alive, and he's running away. God, I'm great at this.
Yeah, they kind of mistimed that one. Like, Whip was going in, and then one scout was going in, and they went in one by one, and Whip was going down as well, so this wasn't looking... Whip almost killed himself in the rollout, oh my god. But he's such an experienced player, of course, that was all planned. But yeah, they kind of mistimed that, and in the end, ZOWIE and Flippy, I guess it was, just went forward together, so they just saved that one. But Kos got his Uber, Rip's not in the fight because he's too weak in that rollout already, and Bull got no one to Uber there, apparently. But, well, Fulton's just backing out, they're holding the lobby there. Sark's going down to Talash, but they don't have
on his way though. Like, I found Kos just before he went down. I didn't actually see it, but yeah, traded with Kos essentially, so fat Uber advantage to go last with. I mean, they might just go on the heels, like, knowing Nerd Rage. They're not really ones to sit around and wait. They'll call you boring if you do this to them, but it looks like they are actually opting to wait now. The Kos one coming up, so they're gonna get a big Uber. But I mean, this gives Nerd Rage, not Nerd Rage, oh my god, it gives Full Tilt an opportunity to kind of set something up. We do see Ast, switching on to NG, which is a really good decision. Like, if ever you're in this situation where you know the other team is gonna build a full Uber, like, especially with the update now that guns are building so much faster, you definitely want to get that set up. Like, he's opted to go for this position behind the boxes, so I mean, that's kind of like the surprise sentry. Like, no one really sees it, and they come in and commit themselves, and then suddenly they have to focus a gun, and it fucks everything up. Sometimes
this is a very interesting setup. Like, they're probably gonna need to like use their Uber really early, as we see, because of that sniper. Now they focus on the sentry, but then as well, Hildreth is inside the water, just like can come in after that Uber fight. So this is not looking too bad. Actually, Hildreth is going down, Kos is going down as well. But many weak players there for Nerd Rage, so if they focus the right targets now, they might be able to do something with that. Like, Silentis, oh my god, this is huge. That was such a DM fest. Like, the setup was really good as well. Like, they had to focus on, they had to Uber very early, and then they had to focus at sentry, and then Hildreth in the water is kind of saved as well. They did do it very well though in the first few seconds. Like, they killed Kos and they killed Hildreth there, but then there was such a DM fest, and it was, I don't know, it was well played. Let's give credits to Full Tilt.
Flippy up on Sniper now. I mean, they should really be expecting this when you're playing against Nerd Rage on pretty much any map. You just basically have to track Flippy spawn like you would track a medic, and there you go, gets a pick on Shadowburn. Probably not the biggest pick. I mean, they're still down a demo, and they can probably realistically push into this. But yeah, really, like when you're playing Nerd Rage, you just track Flippy. Like, it's like a medic. He spawned. Okay, when did he spawn? Where can he be? Like at that time? Like, how far can he have run? Like, what position is he taking up? And you just expect this all the time. Like, there's no point even questioning it. You just assume that guy's on Sniper whenever he spawns. Unless they're about to push last or something, you just assume it's Sniper. So, I mean, they learned that the hard way now with Shadowburn going down, stunting that push, and we're kind of stalemating it out here. But Kos with a slight advantage, like he might just go for it.
Yeah, they're going through, they need to Uber very early, and Nerd Rage is very far, actually very far forward. They are all the way in choke, and they just went in through big doors and Bull not be able to get his Uber there.
Oh
I guess
my
they
god.
could have. Oh my god, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know why they're staying so far forward in the choke when the enemy team is called in big doors.
I don't know, like,
I don't agree on that.
did they build properly? Because, I mean, both medics went down in that last exchange, but Koss ended up with a 20% advantage, and Bull died there with 90 something. I stopped checking, it was like 95 or 98, something like this. So I'm not sure, like,
I guess they didn't build it quite well, because usually they played like Flippy playing in that big doors area and they just stay on top of the point, so on the riverside area, so the enemy team needs to force early and then they have the good position where they can't reach them. But they kind of fucked that one up, so they probably didn't build so well and they didn't expect them to have an advantage. Anyways, we do see another Mibble, some huge bomb there by Silentis onto Flippy, and Whip was going weak very early as well there. But it's actually looking not too bad for Nerd Rage here. Stark just killing us there on the way as well. Actually, what am I talking? Like, Voltage just going in across the point and just killing almost everyone. Whip is all the way back with Bull there. I don't quite know what's happened there. It wasn't looking too bad for Nerd Rage, I guess.
Yeah, it was quite a close fight at the start. The fact that, like, Sil made this really early bomb and traded for a scout, I mean, it's a trade at the end of the day, but I mean, what it did was it just granted all the position to Full Tilt. So even though kind of health and numbers were even, they just had such superior position that they were able to find, like, the stragglers, the couple of guys of Nerd Rage that weren't safe, and that just kind of sealed it for them. As you do see the Uber's trading on 2. A better Uber for Nerd Rage now, without doubt, as they find Hildreth in the Uber. Shadowburn finds Flippy on balcony, but yeah, Nerd Rage are going to clean up here, but I mean, Shadowburn is still behind. Actually, Shadowburn goes down as well, so that's the behind threat down. I really just have to worry about Thalash now lurking behind this point, but he's 1v5, not going to get anything done. Not in his wildest dreams, and now we kind of see the Lemmings mode. Nia's jumping in, or Sil's jumping in as a
Silentis is on to Bull, landing 2 nice rockets there, and Bull is going down. This is a huge bomb, but I guess Stark could have denied it. Like, I don't know, there was one scout who didn't have the higher guns to like actually fight that soldier, and he got so much space there and then landed some nice rockets, or just ignored everyone and only killed the medic, and that's what they needed. So Koss got another Uber advantage, and Nerd Rage is too weak to contest onto that middle. So they need to fall all the way back, and this should be the second point even for Full Tilt as well. Shadowburn kind of overextended though, he managed to survive this. We do see ZOWIE on scout now as well, which is quite interesting. Obviously we see it like a lot of the times when Flippy's on that sniper rifle and when you need the second scout, but I don't know, it's interesting to mention anyway.
Well, he's just such a threat on sniper, like especially now in this defensive situation, like they're down. I mean, one of two things are going to happen here. Either Koss is going to be forced to Uber in, like really early, and they're probably not even going to get the cap before Bull's Uber comes up, or it's going to stalemate out. Like Koss is going to choose not to push, or his team's going to choose not to push because they know the advantage is only so slight, and then they have a sniper for the stalemate situation, which is good in itself. We see presence from Full Tilt on the flank, like they've taken control of Big Door. So I think is the push going to come in, but I mean, if it comes in now, I mean, they're going to get baited into a bad situation because they think they have advantage, that's why they're going, but they actually don't anymore, and they're jumping in. They're Ubering quite early, and this is going to be a really late force for Bull, who's getting Uber now, and there's a chase potential here.
It's kind of interesting though, Shadowburn and Thalash sneaked all the way behind. Shadowburn with a nice bomb onto that sniper now. Whip is going kind of weak as well, so Shadowburn is still behind them on the riverside. Thalash is fighting the people on the point, that's a nice shot onto Bull. Hildreth is coming in, and now that's the time where Shadowburn should have come in as well, and there we go, and only Stark left alive, and this is a huge flank as well. Like, Thalash just came in from behind, focused on that medic, Hildreth coming in from forward, and then Shadowburn jumping from that riverside area. This is very well timed there by Full Tilt, like a very nice team play, especially very good because like they have 2 mercs there as well, and that was so well timed, really nice.
One thing I will say though is I think if like Zoom didn't make the best of that Uber, like the flank from Full Tilt was really nice, and it should definitely have like earned them a frag or 2, maybe 3 if you're going to be generous, but the Uber was so much better for Zoob there. He should have like been able to convert some frags, like either taking the medic or a couple of guys, at least making it like an even scrappy fight, you know. That should have been a lot closer. I think if Tech was there, then that fight would have been a lot closer, because that's kind of Tech's bread and butter. But anyway, back on mid, Full Tilt did take it, and Zoob finds the first frag on Shadowburn, kind of making amends for that dodgy Uber, but 3 frags instantly go in the way of Full Tilt, who just again taking control of this game, like kind of the same structure we saw as the previous game. Nerd Rage taking the first round, but then 2 straight back from Full Tilt, and they keep that momentum going. They take mid, they have numbers. I mean, Nia's keep calling him Nia. His name's Sil, but his name's Nia in game. Guessing on the stream it's Solo. But yeah, they're taking presence on 2 immediately. Like, Nerd Rage are on balcony, and actually numbers are kind of starting to favour Nerd Rage in the situation now, but Hildreth finds a frag. That's a really important kill on Flippy. It completely stunts anything they were planning on doing. Like, Nerd Rage trying to play the spawns there, because even though it's 6v6 on the scoreboard, the spawns for...
as the spy again. This is kind of interesting, like Thalash on the sniper, Stark is trying to go through. That was almost close. I almost got denied there by Shadowburn. And no, oh my god, this is so huge. And now he's, oh my god, us just spotted him. That was so unlucky. Like I never seen this guy being so unlucky. He just tried to walk behind Shadowburn and he just did the I don't know, so much random stuff. Well, anyways, that didn't work. But we do see Flippy and Talash on Sniper though. Talash actually went down. I didn't know what happened there.
I think we'll just come back on Sniper though. It's kind of like it's kind of like the annoying pick. You can't really do anything with that Sniper pick. It just means you have to then wait for the guy to respawn and then come and try and snipe you again before anything really is going to happen. Like Zebo tries to bomb into lobby, doesn't get anything done. Now the question is, are they going to push or are they going to wait for a bigger pick? I don't think they will. I think they're just going to go for it. Silk's checking stickies. Finds some, doesn't have shotgun, so just has to go for it.
This is a good decision actually. They're not focusing the heavy down at all. Like the heavy is still on 300 HP, so they won't be able to do anything with it. They can't even bomb in now. Like this is a really nice decision there by Flippy, so Shadowman can't jump in from behind. Like he was aiming to do that, but he couldn't. Obviously against it heavy, it's kind of pointless to bomb in.
Yeah, but it's the perfect play. Like when you're one guy down, they choose to trade off of that. It just kind of it shuts like anything down. Basically, until you have position already, the heavy kind of counts as 1.5 players. Because you just can't, yeah, it kind of stops you from getting that clean entry, like you say. But yeah, we're back to the stalemate. Thalash on Sniper, Flippy on Sniper, so it's just Sniper.
And now Shadowman's jumping in, and he didn't manage to find anyone going down to Zebuzai there. And Zebuzai with a counter trade now onto Thalash, so that's 2 nice picks there for Nerdred, and they should start walking in there. Zebuzai is already on top. Oh, Hildreth is kind of overextended there, but Silente saved the day. Zoop is going down to a trap there by Hildreth. So that's a 5v5 again. Team Wet, full tilt with a better spawn, so Nerdred needs to fall back to last again.
Yeah, and Zebo was on full HP, 4 HP, quite different to full HP, so he kind of giving that call that he's not in the fight and it's actually like 4v5 rather than 5v5 in terms of the actual fight. And I don't know about you, but my SDV is turning to garbage.
Yeah, it's quite laggy at the moment. Uber gets popped off though, and only Kos uses Uber and Bull just milks it a lot. But I can't really see what's happening because it's so laggy. Silent is just jumping around. Nice air shot there onto Rip as well. And Zoop just trying to focus on the point now. To focus the players down on the point, and it's only Zoop and Bull against Hildreth and Kos there. And they just decide to back out.
Yeah, I think that's wise. Well, the spawns are going to come in. I mean, I think the chances of them winning that is less likely than them just losing their medic and kind of losing control of the situation. Like, they're 2-1 up. If they were chasing the game, maybe they would have committed there, but I think they made the smart decision, everything considered, 15 minutes left, 1 round advantage with them. Like, they're still going to get a chance to push last, so I think it's a wise decision. Maybe, like, because it's lagging, I'm not seeing the situation.
You do see Zebuzai on the point, on the spy, by the way. He's just peeking a bit, and he should be able to find the frag onto Hildreth, maybe. Like, he's just facing his back onto that spy, so Hildreth's just still outside. Oh
Hildreth is the Highlander master. That guy's not getting backstabbed. He's aware. He's checking for spies all the time, but he's going to find a soldier actually in lobby. Zebo wants that soldier. Okay, he's got the soldier. I know he's going to die.
Tries to go for the Uber pick on the medic, but this didn't work out.
He's going for the pistol on the soldier and River. Not going to come off though.
Well, that's a nice trade in the end though for Nerdred. 2 players going down, so they should try and walk onto that second point. Hildreth just spamming the main there. So Soda jumped through, and this should be the time where Nerdred follows up. There we go, the nice bomb there by Rip, and Shadowburn with a big air rocket there.
Jump deny. So like, as the more time ticks on, the better this situation ends up for Full Tilt. Their spawns come in, they're coming in healthier to the fight with all the medkits to kind of bring them in, the medkits to back up on and re-enter, and they actually find 2 kills now. And there's momentum if they want, they find a 3rd kill, this has to be around really. I mean, the server's lagging, I guess it's not just the SDV, they're feeling the lag on the server as well, so maybe after this round we're going to go to a pause. Shadowburn's in, Shadowburn's not on the point, but he's causing mayhem, just blocking everyone in, hitting rockets on pretty much everyone. The Uber comes in for cost, and this is going to be around. That's 3-1, and the players are talking about lag on the server.
So this is such a deja vu, like the same score as we saw on Badlands. Again, 50 minutes left on the clock. I guess it's kind of similar. Let's see, they're gonna try and change something for middle. They didn't find into that middle, especially Rip, I guess. Rip couldn't take any position on these middles, and now they're using a different rollout, like Whip just walking through the big doors, and they're using a sniper as well, which is worth to know. So Flippy just trying to do something. Zebuzai is going down though, and that's an early pop. Nice rocket there by Zoop, taking down Shadowburn. Flip Flippy doesn't manage to find any frags, and Thalas just walking in, killing Flippy, and he's still alive on 7 HP, finding Bull as well. This is... oh my god, this is so... I would say bad. Like, Thalas just went in, survived this, killed 2 players. This is... I don't know, this can't work.
They got him on tilt, boys. Like, normally when you see Nerd Rage switch up to this Flippy mid, it gets them like 1 win. Like, just by default, because they don't expect the sniper, and a key target, like a demo or a medic, like, gets basically, the announcement that there's a sniper in the game is Flippy killing a very important player. But it didn't happen this time. Like, normally what you see is the second mid, it fails like this, because everyone expects the sniper, but maybe a full tilt were just ready for it, basically expecting it. I mean, these guys know each other quite well. They're a new team, but I mean, all the players at this kind of level know each other. And the Uber comes in from main, and Flippy's not really set up. Flippy's in the complete wrong position to deny this Uber, and they just get in for free. They get 3 frags with the Uber. That should never happen, even with advantage. And Pyro should shut it down and die for the cause, but just completely out of position, and it's a full fucking wipe. That's 6 for 0. I mean, I know it's an Uber advantage, but that's just so clean. That just hurts. That hurts Nerd Rage so badly. And that gets, like, full tilt. They're on Cloud9 again. It's happening. Balling at 6-1, boys. It's over.
Yeah, 4-1, and like Nerd Rage can't find their way into this map. Like, as we mentioned before, it's not their favorite map apparently. Whip with the choke rollout again, just playing it really passive because he got pressured the last few middles at least, and he's just spamming and spamming and spamming. And let's see, they kind of need to go for play. They have really good health there.
Shadowburn's behind. He gets the scout. He gets the medic. He's just gonna clean them up now. SDB, boys, he's doing it. No fear. It's over. Rest in peace.
Wow. Yeah, just wow, like another full wipe there for full tilt, and they're playing it so well on these middles. Like, Nerd Rage have no chance. Like, they just try to switch it up, but nothing is working for them apparently. They tried the sniper middle, they tried an aggressive middle, they tried now a very passive middle where they had full health, but they couldn't like go forward. So this is looking so well for them, another full advantage for them as well. Shadowburn went down though, and Nerd Rage is just going a bit aggressive here in the top lobby. I don't think it's the right decision, what they should do, and that's the Uber through main, and they're kinda out of position. Bull is going down, Whip is going really weak, down to 24 HP, and they find 2 frags there as well. They just need to focus on that point now.
The messy one. Looks like Nerd Rage are gonna gather control of it in the end.
Shadowburn though! Oh, almost kept the point. 6 HP on Zoop and 50 HP on Stark. That last rocket would have killed both of them probably. That was so close, but they should have probably like changed the focus fire on that push a bit, I guess. They kind of focused the wrong target and then they just came back in with the heals. This is kind of unlucky, but we still see them 4-1. So Nerd Rage got the chance. Maybe they use their momentum again, as they did on Badlands, and just like go back into this.
Not sure why are Fulltilt playing so far back. The Ubers are even, they had 6 players. I guess they were just scared that they lost control of Choke for too long, but I mean, nobody shouldn't push immediately. I think they've... I think we're seeing map 1 basically all over again. Fulltilt get to this magic 4-1 score, then they just kind of shit their pants like, oh my god guys, we could actually win this, and then things just kind of turn around, but we do actually see 2 frags coming in for Fulltilt. They're going to kind of regather control of this map. They're back in on mid. They're probably just going to get mid straight away for free. Like, Fulltilt can kind of choke, Fulltilt can tilt if they want, but I mean...
Oh, Bull actually forces his Uber now, Kos used his Uber as well. Zebozai going down to Silento, some nice work there, that's a full wipe! How did that happen? Like, that's just an Uber trade, and oh my...
I think... Nerd Rage were trying to push Big Door as their flank went in too early and died, and they were already committed to Big Door, and there was this one scout, I think it was Thalash, for full tilt, that was so fast into mid and like getting calls and position on the mid, and he just kind of saw Nerd Rage all around Big Door, so he called his combo in, and then at this point there was no way out for them. Like, they couldn't walk up, so they had no choice but to Uber, and it's just such a bad position to Uber, and Ass found the frag on Rib while the Uber was happening. But nonetheless, we're back on last now. I mean, I don't know what's going on anymore, man. Are they gonna get this? I don't think they should get this. Like, it doesn't look like they should get it.
They're all on the point. Like, hildreth had so much space now to just sticky them open. Everyone's weak, and there's the cleanup crew as well. Kostenen's a nice
oh my god,
he gets now coming in with
oh my god!
Holy shit! And us just cleaning up everyone. Zebozai left alive, going down. Flippy left alive, but just oh my god, just a 2-shot. This man is ice cold.
Do you wanna know the funniest thing about this? You know how the groups originally, it was Lego in this group and Full Tilt in the other group? Sideshow deliberately moved Full Tilt out Group B because he didn't want LAN teams to get embarrassed by them. He thought Froyotech and TLR and Dogs were at risk of losing to full tilt, so he moved them to Group A, where they had no chance of winning, apparently. But here they are, already won map 1, 5-1 up against Nerd Rage on map 2, and this mid is looking no different. We have the flippy sniper. Koss actually goes down, but I mean the other 2 kills are going the way of full tilt, and it's 4v2 now, but 4v3 now rather, but I mean the classes are just all wrong for Nerd Rage. It's a medic and a sniper, and they're both going down. I mean, this game's going to slow down a little bit as both medics do die. I think it's one of the first mids we've actually seen where both medics die.
Bull dies so late though, so this is another uber advantage for, like, Bull was a 12-second spawn now, and Koss just spawned now, so this is actually a big advantage for them. Like, they just kept the middle now. Hildreth played a very nice middle there as well, just survived like 2 or 3 bombing players onto him. But yeah, again, we have an uber advantage. They have the middle, so they can take this uber onto second point. Maybe they can already push the second. Yeah, Nerd Rage not even contesting the second, so we do see Stark on that engine. He just switched off, never mind. They're just gonna try and push this. They wanna try and win, like it's 8 minutes left on the clock. They have to try and do something, not let them have the uber advantage. So they're just gonna try and go in. Shadowman and Silentis going down there. And Full Tilt is in a very bad position. This is very dangerous for them now. Yeah, just got stuck in that corner. So this is probably ripe for Full Tilt this time. Stuck with the flank onto Koss as well. Us is going down, Hildreth is going down. And it's only these 2 spawners left alive. But yeah, they probably didn't expect Nerd Rage to...
I mean, both soldiers now have time to kind of set something up, you know? I don't think, actually, they both just kind of appear on a choke and spam, get tagged and run away. I was going to say, I guess, they get the cool forward spawns are coming, and that's why I was going to say I expected to see some more like sneaky plays, like setting up for a force or something like this. But they're getting all the forward spawns, so they're actually going to get buffed up and try and play it this way. As we do see the bomb's about to come in. Yeah, Shadowburn jumps in and not able to make anything happen. The force not coming out there. No damage on the bull at all, actually. Rib was the target of his aggression, and still actually goes in and dies as well, and now it's just time to back out. Hildreth gets a really important kill, actually. Like, slowing down that ×2, like getting Stark off the point, it means they're actually going to have time to back up to last. There's 4 seconds on those respawns for Syl and Shadowburn. They're actually going to get those spawns, and without that pick from Hildreth, that's a misplay. Like, Nerd Rage get in on last before those spawns come in. Those soldiers have no impact on this fight, but they're actually going to be able to get involved now. But Ast immediately goes down, but what the...
That's another round? Is it another round for Nerd Rage?
I don't think so. Like, I don't know what happened. I was watching Hildreth kind of scrambling behind the point. I thought he was going to go down to a scout, but then suddenly, like, Shadowburn and Stalash, I think, pick up a kill each, and it's just over. Like, they lose 2 guys on entry. They trade 1 for 2 on entry with uber advantage. Like, how does that happen? How can that happen? I don't know. Like, they're just playing so messy. I can't keep my eyes in enough places to see all the mistakes that are being made at the moment.
Yeah, I only saw, like, they focused on the pyro very early, which is pretty good, and Full Tilt was, like, all the way back onto spawn. But, well, it doesn't matter now. They kind of, I don't know, lost this, the last push. Rip is going down, so that's a nice opportunity for Full Tilt to get the second point, maybe. But obviously they're afraid of Flippy, they don't want to go peek around the corner without any kind of Uber or whatever, which is probably a good decision as well. So they're just gonna set up, they have all the time, they can just wait on middle, it's 6 minutes left on the clock, and Nerd Rage has to go for the play. But again, they're giving them too much room though, like, it's a good decision to stay on middle and not push the second point, but especially against the sniper, you can't just like let them walk in for free. This is like, you need at least some spam on the choke, or like have a close player to deny that sniper or whatever. But now they're just a free middle for Nerd Rage.
This is a mistake they only seem to be making when they get ahead. Like, they get ahead in the game and then suddenly their minds are on not losing rather than winning and fighting. And they just kind of, like you say, they grant them so much space. But, I mean, at the same time, they're playing the clock well this time. Like, Koss gets all the way out, so now they're forced to uber trade on last, which is just an extra 20 seconds of fighting that doesn't happen otherwise. Like, you know, now Nerd Rage have to...
Bull gets chased down by Silentis. Koss was a much better Uber, he milked it so well, and then just like going in. Zoop is going down to Thalash on that sniper, and Stark is trying to go for a play as well. Us picks him off, Rip is going down, and only Flippy left alive on that top lobby. He's gonna get chased down as well. Oh my god, such a nice headshot there onto Hildreth, but us cleaning him up though.
What is that now? That's 5.5 minutes left on the clock and 4 rounds needed. I mean, realistically, Nerd Rage need to only win 1 more fight in the rest of this game, and they've taken it. And this scout just cannot kill Thalash in lobby at the moment. What is Stark? What is going on? Stark just cannot kill that sniper. And that is tilt gaming, boys. But Flippy's still getting kills. That's cool.
Yeah, Flippy was a nice headshot there onto us. Like, us went on fire there, killing Zoop, and then just went aggressive onto Rip. But yeah, Flippy just, I don't know, wanna have the skills, wanna bring his team back into this. But it's not working for them at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, this clock it's still ticking. There's 4 minutes 45 left. Realistically, this is getting to be Nerd Rage's last chance now, and they're down Uber. Like,
Yeah.
Like what the bloody hell are they called? Full Tilt. Still haven't got it after an hour. Full Tilt ain't gonna push this. They got a slight advantage, but it's not one. It's not necessarily one you would push Gullywatch mid with anyway, other than to do like a leapfrog kind of thing, which is not really something you tend to do with 2 snipers on the field, because it's just not worth it. You Uber so early, maybe you get picked by a sniper. So now
they need Flippy to kill Talash really, because he's delaying the game so much, and he's killing Zoop as well, which delays them even more. So Flippy's just peeking onto Victus in the 1v1 against Talash. Both Uber got popped off though. But they can't, like, push against that sniper, and Talash finding the kill onto Flippy, and this is so huge. Only Flippy left alive, Talash getting full as well.
That's it, man. They can't do it. It's over. This is like a round in itself. It's going to be the game, basically, just off this round, let alone, like, the fact there's 4 minutes left and they need 4 rounds. One of those rounds, they not only have to, like, win mid, like, they not only have to cap last, now they have to win second and mid, which was not something that was on the cards a minute ago. They're probably going to have to do it like a heartbreaker, because I think, oh no, the forward spawns come in. Oh god, this is a bit of a misstep from Nerd Rage. They weren't expecting the forward spawns, and they all just kind of jump in. They're throwing! Oh, the throws!
Oh.
They didn't think they got a forward spawn, they all jump in, they meet a bunch of fully held fresh spawns with crit heals, and that fight is over. But I mean, nonetheless, it's 3.5 minutes, they got to cap mid, second and last, and then do it 3 more times. I don't think it's going to happen.
Well, we will see. Like, there was obviously is the one who can, like, bring his team back, maybe. But we will see. Like, that's obviously a kind of mistimed there by Full Tilt. They could have probably done more with that. Like, Shadowburn was in so early and, like, fighting someone, but no one really followed up of the Full Tilt team here. I guess we do see some lags again. Oh, this is so unfortunate on the time.
I mean, if we're talking TCM rounds, it's still possible. TCM rounds, for those that don't know, goes back many years to the Season 9, I want to say, Grand Finals, where TCM kind of took a round from last to last in like 40 seconds or something to tie the game and to go to Golden Cap. But it's looking really bleak for Nerd Rage here, boys. They do get 2 frags on entries, the server starts lagging again, I can't actually see what's going on. But I see time on the point, I see frags going Nerd Rage's way, and I think I see a round that's going to go right now,
Looks
maybe.
like it. Yeah, that's it.
So it's possible 3 rounds in 2 minutes 20 seconds. What is that? Do some maths for me.
So. I guess it's like 50 seconds for each round.
It's doable. TCM proved it. It's possible. Let's go, boys. Get rid of that sniper. They want to get rid of the sniper though. They need, they need 2 scouts. Oh, they got 2 scouts. No, they don't. Zebba's playing Roma. Okay, so they don't have 2 scouts, so they can't do it. They need the cap time. They've lost. They're thrown.
Shadowburn is on the point. Like, this is a wise decision. Like, just stopping the point, because he knows obviously that they're gonna have to focus on that point. Otherwise, it's not possible to win.
Yep. No, they're taking too long. I don't know if they've given up or if they're not realizing or not aware like how badly they needed 2 scouts for cap time there. But I mean, it was kind of over the moment they took a sniper to mid. Not the correct decision, I don't think. I mean, maybe they just feel like it's the only way they stand a chance of winning fights in this game. But
yeah, they probably didn't even try anymore. They probably thought it's not possible. And it was barely possible, to be honest.
You gotta believe in the dream, though.
Yeah, obviously.
But I mean, now it's over. Like, now there's just no question. It's over. 2 maps to 0 for Full Tilt, the team that was moved to this group for the sole purpose of losing, so none of the LAN teams got embarrassed. Nice decision, everybody. We did a good job on that one. I'm so glad that we completely fiddled the groups and took away the competitive integrity of this tournament, so that no one would get embarrassed who was coming to LAN. But congratulations to Full Tilt. First game of the day.
Obviously they had a great game, and you can't even blame it on Nerd Rage had a break or whatever, because I guess they were playing constantly in the last 3 weeks. Yep. Even with that roster, with Zoop on it.
Yeah, I mean, I personally feel they're no more or less difficult to play against with Zoop. It's a completely different style. Tech is like a non-jumpy soldier. He's incredibly talented, but very limited in his style. Whereas with Zoop, they get a lot more flexibility. So I actually found, in terms of a tactical approach, them more difficult to play with Zoop, despite having less DM. So, not really. No, I don't think they would ever try and use it as an excuse, but just for those watching, maybe those that haven't seen them lately. Yeah. They're very comfortable with this roster, basically, is the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah, so either way, GG. Well played to Full Tilt, obviously. So we should have a look at the logs. Probably some logs. Yeah.
Yeah, logs probably. I don't know when the hell the next game was meant to start. I'm pretty sure it was supposed to start half an hour ago, and I was supposed to be there. But I'm playing one of these teams, so I guess I got time.
Well, it says round 3 is on 18:30.
10 minutes ago.
No, in like 1 hour. 50 minutes, the next round. It does say round 5 is on 17:45 though. But it's, I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Understand. If only Sideshow was here, the guy that managed and arranged the entire tournament, only to take a week break just before the tournament when nothing was organised yet. That's good, that's cool.
Yeah.
Once again, still top damaging. Only Zebo is in the top 5 damagers on the board. Everyone else getting completely outclassed by the opposite.
Yeah, so many more kills.
Was Zebo pocketing this game? Did we not even... Was Zebo pocket and we just didn't realise or didn't call it? Yeah, Zebo was pocket, so we're good. We're good at games. But me talking about
his
the Zoo
hits were kind of equal though to Zoo, but like I guess they were just playing with 2 soldiers around the combo.
Maybe they've switched halfway through.
Yeah, possibly. Well, yeah. Either way, 145 kills for full tilt here, 99 kills for Nerd Rage. That's a huge difference there, and almost 10k damage difference as well.
Rest in peace. Holy shit.
Yeah, that was kind of a wipe. That was so huge. Well, either way, we have Salash and Tilantis here. Congratulations, guys, on your first win. It's obviously not over yet, because that was only one of out of 3 games. But still, this is a very nice start for you guys. So, what do you think? Did you do a very good job, or was Nerd Rage a bit weak?
I don't know, we all played well, but like Kaidus said, if you look at the counterparts, like, none of them were playing well today. You would expect Stark to do so much better than he did. Like, Rip didn't have a very good performance either, but usually you see Stark doing well, but he went negative both games, I think.
Yeah, like normally it doesn't matter how the rest of the team plays. Stark is just like a player on his own. Like, he's a smart guy with good team play, but he doesn't have to play that kind of team-oriented style. He can just put the team on his back at any given moment, it normally seems like, but today, yeah, completely shut down. Do you think you shut him down, or did he just play bad? Are you making special kind of like considerations for Stark? Because I mean, I don't know. He seems like he's like the star player of this team.
No, we put more effort into the countering Flippy. To be honest, like Shadowburn was really fucking good. Especially in Badlands, he was always on Flippy. Like every time we would push second, I would just like call, okay, careful for Flippy, and Shadowburn would already be like killing him on balcony. So we put a lot of effort into shutting down Flippy, but not too much Stark.
Yeah, we did see like Shadowburn with some nice plays. We also did some nice coordinated play by your team, like when Shadowburn flanked them and then your team went in and all those stuff. So some really nice teamwork, even though you had 2 mercs and you're a pretty like new team. It was really nice to see that. Like, I don't know, I guess Nerd Rage didn't find into that game. We hope to see them doing better in the upcoming games, but obviously you did a very, very good job there as a team and as single players.
Well, there's nothing you can do with us when we have best, you know? The guy's insane. Our last medal, we put everything into S getting over 100 points, and he got a 5k, so that works as well. So, you know. Yeah,
we didn't actually say, like, we kind of didn't really look at the logs in that much detail. Ass dropping, I didn't see the first map, but on the second map, 39 for 13.
Yeah.
And I mean, we didn't really comment on it, but when Koss got this Uber Saw on last, and like kind of clutched it, he killed Stark with Uber Saw, got Uber. That was good. But I mean, Ast had to get a 4k off the back of that to seal the round, and he did it like no problem.
You should have heard our mumble comments. Everybody just sitting there like shouting Ast.
Like it didn't even look like it wasn't. It didn't even occur to me at the time like how clutch he had to go there to kill everyone. Like he has 6 shots to kill.
Because he's always like that, just getting like mad 4Ks. Everywhere.
Like it didn't look. I didn't even really realize at the time just what he was achieving in that moment. But like, looking back, he basically had to wipe the team again to cap the fucking point. Just did it like no sweat, no problem.
He follows us like really well as well. Like when we're just shouting everything like to get in, and he just gets like frags. It's so dependable.
Good lad. Yeah, David's saying wrap it up. I agree. I think we're playing you now, and it's half an hour overdue, and Javi has to go to work later. So
don't we get a break? Oh.
Well, I think because for some reason this took ages, we're now running late. So, and there's a Group B still to come. There's about 15 million games still to go today. So, see you on, boys. I guess my team are backing me, so I'm out. I'm tagging in Beta, I guess. So, thanks for having me, caster boys. See you on the server.
See ya.
Yeah, good luck, everyone. So yeah, we're gonna see the big full tilt team again. Let's see how they will compete against the very top team of Europe, like the best team in Europe, probably Reason Gaming. Hello and welcome, Beta, as well.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. So, yeah, let's see if Full Tilt can repeat the victory. Probably not. Let's hope not.
We would see.
Sideshow,
Like they
say.
did have a very good game. Like Nerd Rage compared to Reason is not that much worse, to be honest. Like they're kind of equal to Reason usually on their best day. And well, Full Tilt did do a very good job, and obviously they have like Shadowburn Merking, which is a huge upgrade for them as well. Like it seems like everyone's on point today. Like all of them did have a very good game. So yeah, let's see if they can repeat it. That will be interesting. I wonder how Reason did in their first game as well. Does anyone know? Like they were playing Saints, obviously. Should have been in favor of them, but we did have a surprise from Nerd Rage versus Full Tilt as well.
Yeah,
so who knows?
Reason, I think, beat Saints in 10 minutes or something. I looked at the logs and they just crushed them on both maps with Bash on demo and I think Atomic on Scout, and it was just a slaughter.
Okay, this is an interesting roster, but obviously like kaidus is gonna go and play now. So as soon as we're on the Source TV, as soon as the teams like set up the servers, we will see some more about the rosters. I guess kaidus said that like yeah, he's gonna play obviously, and I guess they're not missing any more players for the next maps, he said.
No,
let's hope to see
I think they're just back to
roster. Yeah, that would be good to see.
Yeah, I think it's also worth noting, like you guys kind of saw it, that Sebasai was on Pocket on Gollyballs. He wasn't on Pocket to begin with. They actually switched halfway through with 10 minutes left or something like that. So I think Nerd Rage were really, really frustrated. That's worth taking into consideration.
Yeah, definitely.
Do we have STV information and all that jazz up yet? Or do they need to set up a server?
I guess, yeah, they're working on it. David just confirmed. So, also, I was reading in the news post that there's gonna be like raffles and giveaways going on. I don't know if it's a thing. David, you might know about this. Like usually, Sideshow was the one leading with it, but yeah, this is maybe interesting for you, and this is why some viewers are here. Obviously, because of the raffles and because of the giveaways. So when are we starting with this? Do we have any kind of information on that?
I hope soon, because I'm only here for the prizes, to be honest. Why else would you be here? It's not like there's amazing TF2 going on. But yeah, we'll figure out when the raffles start going. I assume it's something about you have to be in chat, and then you just some open raffles.
Just like exclamation or raffle or something like that. But it's saying, like the bot is saying there's no raffle currently active. Well, yeah, this is kind of unfortunate, but I guess we're gonna sort this out very soon as well.
Yeah, I assume they're going to spread them out over the day, so I don't know, probably once a good game. Well, Reason against Full Tilt is a good game, but Reason is also going to play Nerd Rage at some point. I think, yeah, that's coming up at 18:30, so that seems like a good to get in the first raffle. That seems really obvious. Like two of the best teams in Europe playing. Everybody wants to watch that, and then just get a raffle in.
Yeah, so you guys should like stay here. Like we had some nice TF2 action already in the first match there with Full Tilt against Nerd Rage, and surprisingly the Full Tilt team just took both maps away from Nerd Rage. So even though there's no giveaways yet, you should still hang around for that, because we have some really huge TF2 action, and we see the Reason versus Full Tilt again. Like again, a really nice game.
If Full Tilt wins this whole tournament, do we have to do a fundraiser to get them to land?
We should do that.
Like we have to, I think. Get Silentus to land.
I guess some of them are going either way. Like I know Kost is going, and I know Ali is going, who is like usually playing instead of hildreth. Yeah, I guess they would only miss Talash and I guess Ast. Oh yeah, Silentus is going as well.
Oh really?
And Sideshow is going as well. Yeah. He apparently is, like he's playing as a pocket. And yeah, then obviously we have Sideshow instead of Shadowburn. And so yeah, it's only Ast and Talash who are not confirmed for now.
Well, I know that Dr. Phil and Sapu from Lego, they're both going, and I don't think they actually have a team. So maybe the dream is alive of getting a LAN team going of like the bottom teams in Prem. That would be kind of funny.
Possibly.
All right. Let's see. Like, what other? Does the second group start later in the day? I think they do because to wait
Yeah.
for.
It's like it's starting at, I don't know. Like the usual plan was, obviously now it's a bit delayed. Was to start at 19:45 CT. With the first game there on the week, like on the group 2. But yeah, this might be delayed a bit because like every game is now delayed.
Yeah. Also, as David pointed out, it's a bit later just because Froyotech needs to wake up and get home from jobs and whatnot. You know, it's very early for them in the day. They're playing at like 10 a.m. So it makes sense.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Like we're gonna see some nice TF2 action there as well. With like us, like Danger Dogs in that group, Froyotech, like the American top team. It's gonna be interesting to see them playing against the European teams.
Yeah. Also,
who else we got? TLR and Lego.
And Danger Dogs, of course, they're going to land and they're going to win everything. Obviously,
I hope so.
That's sort of the running jokes on every forum is that Danger Dogs is going to win. I have my doubts.
Who do you have for today? Is Lego gonna play with any mercs, or do you have your on the roster?
It's not even really a Lego team. It's more of a mixed team. Let me see if I remember correctly. I think Condom is a medic. Dr. Phil is on demo. Sorix and Izon are on scout. And then Josh and Demul are on soldier. So that's pretty much a mixed team.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah, most of Lego couldn't be there. I'm lagging and stuff. So they just did a mixed team. I think they're going to be pretty good, though. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, obviously TF2 is always good, especially at these times. Like it's I don't know, it's unusual and I like it. TF2 all the day. That's how we like it. Like top Prem teams playing and like the top American teams playing on the in the afternoon. That's really nice to see. Either way, we have a Source TV Connect, so it's gonna be Reason versus Full Tilt very soon, and these guys are gonna play Viaduct apparently, which is kind of interesting.
I assume that you're not allowed to pick up mediguns, right? Because if you are allowed to pick up mediguns, this map is completely broken.
Yeah, that is confirmed to be banned on I-55.
Okay, all right. So good thing. I think the whole medigun situation, it's kind of interesting on most maps, but on Viaduct in specific, it's just completely broken. Like you can build 2 Ubers and just the way you don't really move around. Like you're not really pushing, you're just holding in the same spot. It can really, really break the map. Because 16 minutes of being invulnerable is a long time in this game. Otherwise, have you tried playing with the mediguns being dropped? Like being allowed to pick up?
We didn't really PCW, we didn't really swim in the last few weeks apparently. Like we only played like 3 or 4 times, I guess, after our season was over. And I've never used it. I just decided to let it be there on the ground until it's like confirmed. I don't know, I've never tried it, but I can imagine it's, I don't know.
It's
weird.
Kind of interesting. It's a layer of decision making for medic. So, like for the most part, it's pretty decent. It's more negative than positive, in my opinion. But it's not actually as bad as you'd think because there's a lot of decision making involved. Like if you know you're going to milk an Uber, you're actually better off taking out your medigun and doing like a crazy surf, and then it pops you. You're fine because you didn't give them the medigun and you knew you weren't going to pop anyway. Whereas normally you just like have the medigun out, so it's like an extra decision to layer. So
yeah, that's true. I'm really excited for this map. Like obviously, Reason is missing Nox, their main caller, so it's gonna be Raymond replacing him. But even though they have Forsaken, and who can like easily do the difference on this map with his sniper's abilities, so this will be really interesting. Talash as well, like really decent on that sniper rifle today. Like he just outsniped Flippy on that other map. So this is gonna be an interesting fight as well. That's for sure.
Yeah, like Forsaken on Sniper on this map, I've had the displeasure of playing against him many times where he's sniped. And it's really dangerous. Like, you can't peek. You have to be so aware of the sightlines all the time.
It's going to slow down the game a lot.
Yeah, exactly. But then again, like, the last did just outsnipe Flippy. Like, he did some crazy air headshot onto Soup, and then he just rolled into Big Door and got 3 other kills, including Flippy. So, I don't know about this game. Maybe Thalos is just the greatest player ever, and he'll just outsnipe Forsaken.
Yeah. Oh, we also have the information from David that this one is Viaduct for the first map, and then they're gonna start with Sunshine.
Alright.
So yeah, again, like Sunshine, I don't know, it's not that sniper friendly, to be honest.
No, it has some pretty crazy sniper line though. Like on mid, if you stand on top of those little houses on mid, you can actually like look all the way over to the second point. And a lot of medics on this. There's like one sightline in particular on, not even sure what it's called. I call it Surfer of the Sun because it's so bright and you can't see anything. but like when you run across that, usually the medic stands there. It's right next to the second point. But you can actually get sniped through a little crack, and it's super frustrating because you have to like take a different route to push different locations. So I think it's actually a pretty decent sniper map. Like, there are a lot of good sniper lines, and on my team, we have Hellberg, who's also a really good sniper, and we would run sniper to mid, and it's actually really good. So you never know.
Yeah, it can be very good. Like, obviously you're missing some aggressive plays, so the whole team needs to set up a bit differently and like just be more patient, and you just need to wait for that sniper pick. And if the sniper is gonna miss his shots, then you're obviously like -1 player, so.
Yeah, usually like the reason you lose when you go sniper to mid is that you just have a soldier just rush into your sniper in flowers and just rush him down, and your team takes a lot of damage, and you have to go back and pick him off, and then the rest of their team just pushes into you, and you're in a terrible position. So you have to play around it, and it can go wrong, but it is viable.
Yeah, it definitely is. Definitely is. If the sniper's hitting his shots, and it's gonna change the complete game. Like, you're just gonna delay everything, and you can like create some plays with it. But either way, we are going live now. This is the second round, the second map from this TFTV Invitational Cup. And we do see the first middle hildreth with a fast rollout, just spamming down onto the scouts and just trying to do some damage to create some space for his team. We do see Captain bombing in, Huffycool and kaidus going down as well. hildreth just spammed, and Silentis just went in, and this is looking very good for Full Tilt so far.
Yeah, they're just keeping it up. They just take this first round pretty easily. They completely shut down Captain, went in aggressive. And kaidus got rushed down as well, and the rest of the team got out. Raymond survived, so he's on a small disadvantage, but I think they're just going to slow push it. And they have Forsaken on as well, so he's going to be looking to get a pick.
Oh, hildreth going down on the top left area. They decided to like just stay forward, but then there was a very nice bomb by Captain, and Huffycool just followed up on that. So this is a really good pick there onto hildreth, and Fulted are just contesting this with the Uber anyway. Talos is going down though, so that's 2 players missing for Full Tilt here, and they need to back out all the way, and there's so much cap time as well for reason.
Oh, the medic is so caught up. Kaz is gonna die for sure, right? Yeah, here he goes. Now, I think the rest of Full Tilt are just going to bomb in now, see if they can get a medic pick. Here comes one soldier. Wow! Silentis gets completely shut down by Captain, I think.
Killing hildreth there as well, so it's 4 players down, only Shadowburn and Kos left alive.
Yeah, they're building in spawn.
Yeah, Forsaken's still on the sniper, so they just need to wait and like go for the suicide wave, probably.
Yeah, that was just a big suicide wave. It looks kind of silly, but your medic just died, and like he's gonna be up in 10 seconds. Might as well just suicide everybody in. And I think Captain hit a big air shot, and then they just cleaned up from there. But here comes a second suicide round, I assume. Kos is pretty far forward actually, so I don't know. Could just be trying to bait out the Uber and put enough pressure on the point. kaidus actually goes down.
Huffycool is going down, Captain is going down, so that's 3 players down for them. Only also Forsaken is on that sniper, still going down to Silentis. Only Raymond left alive with 97%. Uber
the
inside
soft push worked. Yeah, like Raymond almost had Uber. Had he gotten that Uber, this would have been a very different push. But,
I don't know
they
if
actually
that was
killed
like
everybody.
really, really well timed by them, or if it was just a bit lucky, because they only had like, I don't know, like as we saw, he was on 96% when he decided to back out. So maybe they knew he wouldn't get this Uber in time, or maybe they were just a bit lucky there. But they did have some nice picks there in the end, of course. And now
I think it's Hildreth the gaming genius. Counting Ubers.
Possibly, yeah. Possibly.
Toss gets forced here, and Raymond pops a little bit, but a lot of people went down from Reason, so I think they're going to get pushed out. Yeah, Shadowburn just jumps in aggressively, spams them out, and now kaidus is caught with his combo on the left side of their mid.
Yeah. I don't know how that worked, to be honest, because they gave him so much room again. Like, it's the same mistake that they did in the last two maps in the first match. They kind of let
and there comes the
Reason
first time Forsaken Sniper gets into effect. Takes down Cause. Now only Thalas is alive. I think he's trying to do some sort of sneaky play. He's just hiding, trying to pick off anyone overextending. And he's found a target. Oh, who is it? Is that Captain? No. Yeah, he actually ends up trading with who is that?
I guess
that
it's
Bash?
Mike. Should be Mike.
Oh yeah, it's Mike, of course. I forgot.
Yeah, so again, like, Fulte can try and walk in onto the middle there again. They have some good cap time on it. Reason, like, kaidus is going down as well. Forsaken not doing much as a sniper there, as you already mentioned. So that's another free cap for full tilt here. kaidus just about to spawn. Captain and Hafikul meanwhile going down as well, though.
Cos goes down to Forsaken again. It might not be enough. Cos has a nice shot. And now Raymond comes in with kaidus and has pocket. Thalas onto the medic now. He's trying to pick him up. Some good movement, but Captain... Oh no, that's Mike with some nice directs. The second soldier comes in, but he gets cleaned up as well. So, nice snipe from Forsaken, opens up everything, and then just the spawners come in from Reason Gaming and they manage to take the point.
Yeah, I kind of not agree with their holds on middle. Like, they have two picks and then they need to either like... And they have the point, so they need to go either full aggressive or like stay a bit further back. But they're kind of in between both, and they're staying on to that point, and then they will just get killed by the sniper or by some aggressive bomb and all this stuff.
They're currently trying to make space for Thalas on sniper, so it's time to see if he actually is the best sniper in the game. They don't have Uber. Reason Gaming does have Uber, so if they go too far forward, they can get in a lot of trouble. So this is pretty risky.
kaidus going down again. Oh my god, and Raymond needs to back out. Like, he's left alone, and they're just gonna cap the point for free, and I don't agree on that. Like, why is Reason not contesting this? They're just now walking back in with these two scouts.
They need to kill the medic though if this Uber is going to be worth it. And
hildreth is going down, but they can just like walk back in now. Silentis is on that scout, which is kind of interesting, and the Uber gets popped off now. Shadowburn and Silentis chasing this all the way. Captain is going down, and Raymond is down to 96 HP. And he might go down as well. Silentis chasing him all the way with the pistol and now finding his flag to Raymond, and he's got a very, very late spawn on that. So that's no heals and the huge advantage for Cos here.
Yeah,
they should
really
go
good job
very
by
aggressive
Full
now.
Tilt. They put on so much
going
pressure.
on, they're just throwing in bodies to like try and kill Cos here, but it didn't work out. They just played around the heals really well. Captain's going down as well very late. It's only Forsaken left alive and Raymond who just spawned. It's a huge advantage. But again, they're just holding on that point, and this will give Reason a chance to like try and sacrifice a lot better or whatever.
Yeah, they can also do a soft push because Ubers will not come into effect for another solid 20 seconds. And here they go. kaidus actually just walks in. I think they're just putting pressure onto the point. And they need to because there's only 2 seconds left. And Captain goes down as the first one. He's out at the moment, but they do capture the point. And kaidus being very aggressive. Hildreth gets taken down by Forsaken, and it looked like Reason is actually winning this fight. Forsaken again.
Cos going down is 98%. But again, I don't agree on that hold. Like, they had the Ubat one, they had many more players, and then they just let Reason walk into that. Like, they just went onto the point without being contested. Like, they were all fully buffed when they were on the point. So, I don't know, this was probably the wrong decision. They could have won this easily. I feel this doing so much better so far.
It was definitely the right move by Reason.
Yeah.
Like, pushing in before the Ubers came into effect. Shadowburn actually jumped behind. He's going to come in onto the combo now. He's onto the medic. Take him down with 2 nice rockets. And
yeah, we do see Mike flanking as well, finding 3 frag there onto Talash and onto that soldier, and now he's fighting Ast on that balcony. Shadowburn's down to 1 HP. He's going down. It's only Ast left alive.
Only Ast, right? best player on this from Full Tilt. He's DMing Forsaken, wins that, but Mike's in with a spam rocket. But solid mid from Reason there. Both medics went down on this mid, so Ubers are even, but it looks like both teams jumped shoulders behind the enemy, and then they came in and flanked, and it worked for both teams. Reason just had the better DM.
Yeah, no, again, like, Reason's doing so much...
Just hit a huge air shot onto Silentes. Wow, that shot. Incredible.
Reason's doing so much better work there in, like, denying these areas. Like, they have so much more spam on them, which will make it much harder for Full Tilt to walk in there, apparently. But now they just went weak, and now Silentes with a huge... Shadowburn
Raymond goes down to Shadowburn.
Raymond, oh my god. But in the beginning it was looking so much better. Like, they had the higher ground, and they just spammed Full Tilt out there, but then Shadowburn was a huge bomb onto Raymond and just create the space for his team, killed Raymond, and now that's the middle for free. And I hope to see Full Tilt moving a bit further forward now this time.
They do have a sniper, so that might be why they're so passive.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
But here comes the suicide jump. Mike looking silly there. Kaidus goes down as well. There's a scout onto it. They actually managed to force cast there. A lot of damage, so very well timed suicide push. All come in at the same time, and Ubers are more even now. Actually, I think Full Tilt are doing a forward with the medic on the cliff. That's a little bit unusual. And yeah, the flank actually gets powered through, so they're back on mid.
This is a bit too easy. Like, I don't know, obviously they are a new team and they are using mercs and all the stuff, but this force on cost was so cheap, and now again Reason's just walking in for free and they just need to fall back already. Like, they already lost this fight pretty much. Like, they can't do anything there. Only
they just need to force the Uber at this point.
Yeah, they're missing with 4 players already. They're not timing it well enough. Like, I really like the coordination more on the first match there. But now on Viaduct it seems they struggle to find into this a bit.
Yeah, so we have a pause. They didn't actually kill Cars on that mid. I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference because Raymond didn't even get... They just pushed Full Tilt out. But like 50% Uber is something, right? Like, they can repush. They don't need to do a suicide wave.
Yeah, so they're controlling the point, so they can just delay it. Obviously the timer is going down even in that pause, so I guess they were on like 2 minutes, something like that.
Let's see if I update. It doesn't jump back to... Nope, it does not. Okay.
So yeah, no one knows about the reason of that pause. Might be a tactical pause as well, because I don't think anyone dropped. Might be a DDoS.
I don't think it's a DDoS. Usually you get like a lot of lag and you'll have a perfectly fine ping on the server. So I'd like to think someone just like disconnected or whatever. This will, however, mean that everything's going to be even more delayed. So that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Ends in 60 seconds.
Discussing with Talas, that's what David said. Well,
so that's the villain here, Talash, I guess.
Looks like it.
Alright. There's not even anything interesting going on. Like, it's literally just the last on last with cost. They're going to build an Uber and then they're going to push out.
Yeah, they're gonna have to try and do something, so we're probably gonna see another suicide wave there. But the spawners, just like the people of Full Tilt just died, so it's gonna take a while for them to spawn. And was only...
I don't think they're going to do a suicide wave. Just because it's at 50%. Like, you can't do a suicide wave and get respawns in the time it takes to build 50%. You're almost better off just building a little bit and then just pushing out, like your Uber on 60 to 70%. And then you'll get the Uber in time, hopefully. But it is very risky because Eason are very, very aggressive in their hold. Then you get like just bomb rushed and you can't do anything because they're Ubered and your medic is at 90%. But I do still think it's the right move to just push on it.
Yeah, they might do that. It's gonna be interesting. I hope they're not discussing for too long anymore, because, I don't know, we're already late. They should just start and not delay it by some kind of reason which is not very necessary.
Yeah, well, we can play a little game here. It's called predict the future. Right, my prediction is going to be that Forsaken, for some reason, goes to the left side, and then he snipes really aggressively on those stairs, and then as Hildreth walks out the right door, he's going to get shot, and the whole push is going to die. And we're actually unpaused. What's your prediction? Hurry.
I was expecting Talash to die while building this Uber because Kost is not able to heal him, but this worked apparently. So we do have spawners going, and it's equal Uber fight. I expected a sniper as well from full tilt, but they're actually just with the default setup, just trying to push into that sniper.
Yeah, and Forsaken did not do what I thought, and Shadowburn is the first victim. And Kost is just trying not to pop too early, but like he's gonna get forced very, very soon. And here we go. And Uber Exchange is coming out. The much better Uber from Reason, and there's gonna be people stuck behind lines as well.
We do see Talash and Shadowburn behind though. Talash and Silentis apparently. Sorry, Talash finding the frag onto Forsaken. Hafikul is going down as well, and Talash with the flank now onto kaidus. Kaidus is going very, very weak. My HUD is not up. Oh, yeah, kaidus with a huge pipe onto Kost. That was a huge play.
That was not the jump he wanted to either, I don't think, because the last came in and shot him in the back as kaidus jumped. So his jump was just complete pong, but he made that work with some good pipes. But it looks like Reason are finally getting pushed out. They're just capping, and Shadowburn actually takes down Hafikul just for good measure. Raymond gets out, but he has 20%, so it's not too impactful. Forsaken takes down Shadowburn again. Forsaken's still doing work, and I think we're about to see a re-push in.
Yeah, they do have the sniper again, so they have some space to work just into that.
Yeah, both teams have been really fast, sort of semi-pushing in and just holding on to their house and then just creating space for their sniper to do work. And it's been working very well. And that's exactly what's going on here. Hafikul and Catherine standing on the high ground, and now Hafikul putting pressure onto the point, trying to force full tilt forward. And they don't actually go forward, so they just cap. Let's play.
Yeah, again, they just gave this point
with
for
a
free,
big
though.
shot onto Silentis too, as he tries and go to make things happen.
Yeah, so it's kind of equal Uber again. 5v6 there. My HUD is still not updated, so I'm a bit confused. It sometimes might talk some shit there, but even though
I can't track the Ubers either.
Yeah, it's an equal Uber fight anyways, and it's 6v6. Shadowman just trying to sneak behind, but Mike just waiting for him, and he's get juggled all the way back onto this out of this fight. Yeah, they do.
Both Ubers have been forced. Shadowman goes down. I think Mike airshot him as gets sniped by Forsaken, and he's about to get the medic. I think Kost is trying to get out. He's being chased down by a scout. He doesn't want to get sniped, and Hafikul ends up taking him. A very solid fight there. I think Mike went huge during that fight.
Yeah, and that's another round for Reason. Gaming there, 2-0 in front of them. Fulton is doing not too bad, but their holds are kind of weird because they give so much room to them. Even though they switch up
figure out
some
how to
things
stop Reason from going on to the point.
Yeah.
And they're just capping it for free.
They're switching something though. They have Talash on that sniper rifle now. He's sniping on the top left balcony. And he's got
Shadowburn's onto the medic, takes down Raymond instantly, and now he's behind them. So this could be actually really bad for Reason. Forsaken rushes down the sniper, and only Shadowburn remains. So Reason did manage to make this work. They lost their medic, and Shadowburn is still behind. So they need to make sure he doesn't go back and actually kills the medic as he spawns. He jumps a soldier. He's still fighting them, just jumping away. But finally, he gets caught out by Captain, but he actually managed to out-DM Captain before being taken down. And the second time, blinds as well. He loses to both scouts. But good stuff.
Yeah, that's quite interesting. Almost equal Ubers again. Fulted very far back, even though they have the two frags. They give so much room to Reason there. And they should just man up and walk forward. Us using his heals now and just pushing them back. That's much better, but I don't know.
Shadowburn's about to jump in as well, I think.
Yeah. Hildreth going down to kaidus, and again, so much space for Reason. Why would they stay so far back? I don't really know why. They did so well on the other maps with their aggression, and now they're giving so much room to Reason again and again, and they're just taking the point, and they're just still controlling it, and they're 1 minute in front.
They almost need to just get out right before Kost dies. He's on 90% Uber. So, he cannot die at this moment, and, the sniper watching him. But let's see. They have the full Uber now. The last on sniper again, but and soldiers jump in, but they don't have the Uber. So, I don't know, weird. Like, Reason are not actually giving up ground, so they're doing a good job of this. Thalas loses the sniper duel to Forsaken, and people have jumped behind him. This is just chaos now. It's just a pure DM fight, but Reason is winning out so far.
Yeah, Mike with a cleanup, finding the two soldiers who are behind. Us is going down as well to something. And now Mike is just following up on Hafikul, I guess it is, who are fighting Kost. Kost is going down to a really nice bomb there by Mike. It was really nicely played by them. They just talked to each other, and then Mike just bombed all the way in. I guess it was Captain even, and then they find
Forsaken's
the
being chased down by Silentis and the rest of Full Tilt here. It looks like Reason just has to get out at this point. They're considering just putting some pressure on, but I think they're just going to end up retreating until they get respawners. It's very, very dangerous to just sort of stay forward when the opposing team has a sniper. But they're putting pressure on now. There's a soldier far forward. I think he's going to be taken down. And here we go. Silentis tries to put on pressure. I guess this is what they're trying to do to Reason from going forward. And both snipers pick off some players. Hildreth goes down, and now Thalas actually takes down Forsaken. And looks like Reason's aggression has been completely stunted. Raven has Uber, but he doesn't want to use it because it's only kaidus up.
Yeah, Thalas just walking around point, just trying to find an angle where he can get a pick there. Forsaken is on that left hand side, and Thalas wins the battle against Forsaken. Nice headshot there.
Two times in a row.
Yeah, I think so. Oh, he got the sideline on Raymond, misses 2 shots. That's so unfortunate. Raymond wasn't really careful there. He could have gone down to Thalas easily there. And now a much better hold by Fulted actually. Like, the Uber gets popped off very early. Mike is too weak to fight this, and that's such a nice position. kaidus deciding to jump behind them, which is really, really good though. Oh, he almost finds... No, he didn't land the stickies onto Kost, but
Shadowburn's on scout at this point. That's a new one. I've never seen that.
kaidus again wants to dump from behind, and Mike coming in from forward. Like, the beginning of that fight was looking so good for Full Tilt, and then kaidus was a huge play actually, just jumping in behind and bringing him into a very nice position, and they just decided to focus forward, but then kaidus was not under pressure at all, and then just went in from behind for free.
Yeah, and Hafikul finishing off with the 3k garbage kills. I think they all had less than 20 HP, the people he killed. So, nice follow-up. Good teamwork. And not another sniper duel. The last versus Forsaken. But actually, Mike's onto the medic. He's trying to kill him. Barely doesn't get him. Although Silentis does go down in chaos. And we're back to sniper duel, and Thalas wins. That's the 3rd time in a row. I'm just gonna keep counting. Great job.
It's another Uber advantage though for them, and Hildreth now again with the kaidus plays, just jumping behind them. Shadowburn is sneaked behind as well, and now they're just coming back in together, focusing down kaidus and Captain. This is really, really good. And this should be another middle for Full Tilt here. And now they should just make sure that they position themselves in a better position to deny Reason from going in for free, because they do have another.
And Forsaken ends the streak, the 3 kill streak from Thalas. So finally Forsaken wins the duel. And now he has so much space. He's looking at the medic at the moment. He's not going to miss this, is he? He actually misses. And now he's being bombed. Taken down by Shadowburn, doing the roamer plays on scout. So
this is not looking too bad for Full Tilt. They do have a slight Uber disadvantage, but they have so much room, there's so much space to work with, and they also have the 3 players advantage obviously as well. But again, they're like kinda in between both. They're kinda aggressive, but they're so passive, so no one is covering the right hand side, and they could just like jump in for free there, Reason. And they're all...
So Reason is doing the same thing again, where they put on pressure, they take the cliff side with the house, and then they just create space for Forsaken, who's actually takes down the medic. It works out. That was just before Kost got through, but now we have an easy push coming in from Reason. kaidus does go down to Hildreth, but now Uber's forced, and the rest of the Full Tilt just need to get out or die, and both are dying. Ash trying to make miracles happen, but he gets railgun down.
That should be it. It's 6 seconds left on the clock, only Kost left alive. Yeah, unless you use no clip, there's nothing they can do about it.
Yeah, Full Tilt putting off a very, very good performance in my opinion. Like, these were close rounds, and only 10 seconds on the clock here. 10 more seconds and Full Tilt would have won this, so a good performance, and I'm looking forward to see what happens on Sunshine. And it's a new map, so you can get some upsets on that because people are not used to playing it.
Yeah, it's a 5 CP map now as well, so maybe they're gonna play it better than they did on Viaduct. I don't wanna say they did horribly bad or whatever. They did have some really good plays there, and also the times were kinda close to each other. I guess they were losing 1 or 2 rounds with like 10 seconds left on the clock. But still, it's obviously a lot different if they play 5 CP map or Viaduct as a new team, especially.
Yeah.
But yeah, we do switch the Source TV now because they actually had some troubles with the old server. We do have logs as well. We should have a look at them before we go
I'm
into the
expecting
second map.
a lot of damage. Actually, kaidus top damaging, but for Forsaken also almost as high damage. But
yeah, Talos surprisingly only 2k damage almost as a sniper with like 10 minutes played almost. Well, he didn't do too bad. He did so much work on Scout as well, though.
yeah, not exactly the best performance overall. And Ast was also shut down. He went 15 for 12 with 10 assists. That's fine, but it's not the numbers we saw against Nerd Rage. So Reason did a pretty good job of shutting him down. Viaduct is a very, very strong scout map. You actually saw both teams running a sniper and 2 scouts a lot of the time. Like even Shadowburn going scout and actually doing pretty well on it. So shutting down the enemy team scout is very, very important. You see Captain putting up good stats. He was on scout more than he was on soldier. And then Happy-Cool, doing all right.
Yeah, Happy-Cool actually did some really nice plays. Actually, I saw it. But in the stats, he's not that impressive. But yeah, obviously, if you have like kaidus and Forsaken in your team who are doing so much, then
yeah, you actually often see demos not performing that well on Viaduct. I don't know why, because it's such a good map. It's just after the nerf, they've just really struggled because scouts became so much more powerful, and scouts are already really powerful on this map. But kaidus, the demo is very much still a good class. Let's see who had the most air shots. That's the important part. That's Silentus.
Yeah, Silentus again carrying the team. 5 air shots. Holy shit, what a guy. Only had 8 to 22 stats though, but 5 air shots, that's huge.
Yeah,
he won.
It's pretty telling that he did the most damage, but he went 8 and 22, and then the rest of his team had pretty respectable KDs. But his is terrible, but he did the most damage. So that tells me that he did a lot of damage, but there wasn't good enough follow-up overall.
Yeah, maybe. It seems like they struggled a bit to find into that game. Obviously, it's like a lot different than a 5 CP map, so it's gonna be interesting. On CP Sunshine, we're seeing now. We already have 12 people on the server as well. So we're gonna start very, very soon, guys. Both teams readied up as well, so we're gonna go live to the second map, the 4th map we see tonight, or today even. It's not even late, it's still in the afternoon, kind of.
Yeah, we have a long day of TF2 going for us.
Yeah, it's like 4 more hours of that. I'm excited. So, take us to the first middle there, Beta.
Alright, Kate is quite a little bit faster, but it's not that important. Looks like Wiesner just kind of taking position while Full Tilt takes the house with a soldier. That's a very aggressive way. But now a second soldier comes up there and contests him. And there's just a big fight on the house, and everybody gets just bounced off of it. And Captain goes down, and all of a sudden, Full Tilt just completely annihilates Reason. There was a bit of a just sort of waiting game going on, but then all of a sudden the frags just came in. Full Tilt showing that they're very, very good on mids.
Yeah, Hildreth is stuck. Oh, actually, never mind. Like, Hildreth was on the right-hand side, like, just playing very passive. Like, they just waited for the bombing wave of Reason, and they did it very, very well. And then Asta and Talash just had all the 6 kills, apparently. They just went in afterwards and then just cleaned up everyone. It was really well played by them.
Yeah, it's always interesting to see, because some teams really like being passive on this mid, while other teams just pick a side and just go all in and just bomb really, really aggressively, while ignoring the mid house, and some people just focus everything onto the middle, trying to get the high ground.
So yeah, either way, uber advantage for them. but it's very, very hard to push the last on Sunshine. Let's see, I guess it's got updated a little bit, but it's not changing
it
so
doesn't
much.
have
Mike's
the
going down
terrible
very
heavy spot.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Uber gets popped off really early,
Raymond
but
doesn't have it
Raymond's
yet,
already
he's
on
like 5%
95%.
off.
And
Wow.
they're just focusing down the point. Oh my god.
Yeah, it was very, very well played. There was just like a dot push. They just pushed as soon as they had it, and then Raymond was like 10% off, and he came to spawn, and they just focused the point and capped it really, really quickly.
Yeah, use the Uber advantage very well, but they kind of left the point for free, so this is probably a wrong decision there by Reason. Either way, we do see another middle. Let's see what's happening there. Shadowburn's just jumping in on the left-hand side, just waiting a bit. So they're just probably gonna... Both teams are actually waiting, no one's really contesting to this. Silent is just now jumping into this and doing so much damage, but there's no one to follow up because hildreth is going down there as well. Us is too weak to fight this, so Fulted should walk all the way back now. They lost 3 players on that.
Yeah,
It
they're
wasn't
running
too bad.
through flowers, and they might get rushed down. There's actually a sneaky soldier. I think that was Shadowburn. He tried to make something happen, but he gets shot down, and looks like it's just going to be an easy second point for Reason and full Uber for him, full tilt on holding last. So not a complete disaster. Actually, a soldier trying to make something happen onto the medic. That was Mike. He gets it out of there alive, and situations are really, really even. So we'll probably see some sort of suicide play, maybe a sniper duel. Kaidus is playing sniper on the right side. He's watching the shutter door. It's still a really good sniper spot where he can just sort of hide under those barrels. Very, very difficult to deal with. And Mike actually jumps in now. He's gets air and then just mowed down by a heavy. A valiant effort, but yeah, gets shot down.
Yeah, so this is another stalemate situation there. Shadowman might go for the counter force. He needs to for the counter sacrifice. He's just going for a buff now, and now he will try to do
Forsaken
some
ran
kind
back
of play
to,
probably.
Forsaken ran back to spawn and went sniper. So I guess that was the long-term plan. And so we're probably going to see this between Thalas and Forsaken continue.
Yeah, looks like it. Thalas just aiming onto that shutter gate, but the enemy team, like Reason, is just
he
under.
sees him.
No! Oh my god, huge headshot there by Forsaken onto Thalas. He didn't even see it coming.
Yeah, he didn't watch it at all. So, like, usually Winston's teams just like to push in, but looks like Reason wants another pick. They really, really trust Forsaken sniping. He's watching the demo, actually gets a big body shot on him. Hildreth's weak, and like that's gonna be the cue for Reason to push. Captain's on 3 HP, doesn't get saved by the Uber.
Oh,
2
Forsaken
people get
came
dropped.
going down.
Yeah, so that didn't work at all, and Uber hasn't even been forced. Hildreth gets caught out by Mike, so that's a saving grace. But looks like the counter Uber is going to come out from full tilt. Mike barely survived, but as I say that, he dies.
Wyman gets chased down as well by Thalas there. Thalas and us doing so much work. Hafiku going down to us as well, so that's another 4K for the scout combo full tilt.
And Kos didn't even use the Uber, and
Oh,
maybe he
goes
regrets
down.
that, because Forsaken taken down with a nice snipe. Man, that's rough. But
That's unfortunate.
not much he could have done there, I guess. Maybe except for positioning.
Yeah, but either
now-
way, like, the scout combo Thalas and us are on fire. Thalas finding another 2 frags, so that's like... Thalas is on the 4K streak, and I guess us is
Reason
on
wants
the
to
4K streak as
pressure
well.
mid and stop it. But Mike goes down. I think Shadowburn jumped behind and sort of made kaidus back off for a bit, and that allowed... like, it split up Reason, and then Mike just got taken down, and they managed to cap the point. So good play from Shadowburn there, just distraction. And Ubers are a little bit in the favor of Reason. It's not like a big advantage, but they're probably going to push on it if they're aware of it. But we'll see. It looks like they're sort of setting up position on what I call Surface of the Sun.
Yeah, they... I don't know, it looks like they're walking a bit forward, peeking a bit into this cafe. Actually, they're trying to walk into a choke, and Fulted are kind of aggressive on that point as well, so this might work. We'll see.
They're going into a cafe with both soldiers. That was just a fake out. They just wanted to spam, I guess. And the
Yeah.
Uber advantage is now non-existent, pretty much. We're gonna have to just sit.
I do like this much more though from Fulted. They just like didn't let them have any ground on that. They just used the higher grounds pretty well there. Just spammed them out all the way as soon as they tried to peek a little bit. It was so much better. I know
They're not
it's an
allowing
equal Uber
Reason.
again.
yeah, they just didn't allow Reason to make anything happen. You know, Reason, they did have the advantage. It wasn't very big, so they just sort of went forward. And then if they get a pick, then they can just Uber in, and it'll be fine. But yeah, Full Tilt were having none of that. Shadowburn actually overextends on the flank and gets taken down. So maybe this will cause Reason to push. Yeah, they're coming in through Flowers now. Scout leading the charge, and they actually trade.
Raymond didn't even use his Uber, but Captain is going down there. Silent is just bombing in onto Raymond now, and he's going down now as well. Us just try to flank him going down.
Cause. And only 2 remaining now for Full Tilt. Shadowburn's the only one alive. He's trying to kill the medic. kaidus actually gets taken down by the Shadowburn. That's Shadowburn plays. And Falas is being sneaky on mid here. He might go for the medic. He's onto the medic now. They haven't spotted him. Gets one nice shot off. No, he didn't actually hit him.
To 70 HP. That was kind of close. He landed one nice shot, but then the others didn't connect, which is unfortunate. But they're just moving in now. He saw Raymond was going back to health, and this creates some space for Full Tilt to walk all over the point there. This is pretty good, and a huge bomb by Shadowburn to Raymond. Holy shit. Captain just takes him down now. Silented with a cleanup though onto Captain. And
yeah,
they
Ast
have
is
to
going to
walk all
come
the way
in here
back.
now soon and kill everything. Because it's such a good position. But actually a back cap stops that. He forces the rest of the team back. Forsaken going for the back cap here. It looks weird, but it actually bought his team a lot of time. As Ast fighting kaidus in Flowers. Kaidus is in a very difficult position. He has 9 HP, but... Oh, and he finally gets taken down by a chip shot from Falas. So great pressure. Very, very scrappy fighting going on.
That was a very nice fight, and now we finally see the second point gets kept off again. It's another Uber advantage for Reason though, so this might go back all the way to middle again, but it's apparently kinda hard to push out of the second point, but they don't have heals, so Reason is gonna try and go already, even without that Uber. Huffycool almost gets picked off there by Shadowburn. That would have been huge.
Yeah, Shadowburn missing an airshot. I've seen everything now. But Reason in a very, very bad position, like getting spammed out. They wanted to push out, but they were just on the low ground and being spammed down by soldiers. So that's going to call off that push.
Yeah, we do see another setup on that last point, and also what is really nice to know is Sideshow apparently joining us from Edinburgh or wherever he was. So finally Captain Sideshow is here, who's leading this cup and will bring you back into this game now with some nice casting action. Are you on the Source TV yet, Sideshow?
I'm not on the Source TV as yet. Can you guys hear me? Are we all good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic stuff. Yeah, I was performing at the Edinburgh Fringe and had to, well, I was supposed to be able to get back in time until I got locked out for 2 hours, and so far I see that David has done an excellent job and you guys have done an excellent job casting as well, so let's see if we can get this back on track in terms of time perhaps.
Hildreth tries to jump in actually, and he gets taken down by Mike, getting out DM. And Reason being forced back to last here. There are 2 players down, they're going to get 1 spawner very, very soon, but Full Tilt might just feel like it's enough and push in on it.
As already mentioned, like it's pretty hard to push out of the second point. Like this was an opportunity for Reason. They had a slight advantage with numbers and I guess with the Ubers as well, but they didn't manage to do anything with it because Full Tilt played it very well. And now again an equal fight. It's very hard for Full Tilt to push onto that last point.
Yeah, and the dream of ruining this whole tournament for Sideshow is still alive, with Full Tilt being up 1-0 and holding outside Reason's last. Forsaken's in on Sniper again. Looks like he's trying to peek kind of aggressively. I think he's been spotted. He's being spammed at the moment, so I don't think much is going to come of it. And I guess the story here is that he's doing nothing. Like you'd expect Shadowburn to try and go for a suicide or something, but he's just hanging out with his medic, doing nothing. So they're just content holding. I guess hold for 10 minutes and then just get a new mid-fight. That's the plan, I guess. Forsaken, once again, trying to peek. But it's so difficult. Like, you can't really push very well on this map, and you can very much not, like, peek as a sniper. He's doing his best. He's on the low ground, being sort of chased down. Actually, Raymond gets forced here. Shadowburn. So Shadowburn finally did something. And now the Uber is coming in from lower, just pushing pressure onto last. Let's see,
yeah, Forsaken is just stuck on that sniper. He's just in a sneak. He finally landing the body shot onto Cos and a nice shot on Silentus as well.
The body shots are real. Now he's trying to melee down a person. Can he get asked as well? I want to believe.
Oh,
Come
the
on,
SMG against the
33.
pistol! Kaidus just helping his teammate there, and us is going down.
Kaidus
well,
ruining everything. That would have been so cool. And Solentis is on Spy now. He's very far away, so he's not going to make anything happen in the immediate space of time, but he might have been spotted actually. But we'll see if he can make something happen. He's going in on through lower. Yep. While oh, he got spotted by Mike. He just bumps into him and Mike takes him down. So unfortunate. I don't know if he was spotted already. You know. But once again, Reason is just sort of holding forward, trying to make space for Forsaken. Thalas actually overextends, so that should make things easier. 2 players down, and they're putting pressure onto the point. Reason are. And they're actually just pushing out Kos. Kos has full Uber, but he doesn't want to use it in this situation. So nice from Reason getting a pick after the spy pick, and then being able to push out with man advantage.
I am now back in the STV as well, so I'm gonna watch Reason pushing in through the choke point. Shadowburn's around behind them, and Kos actually drops there! Was that a drop coming out from Kos? I think it was, and Raymond's just gonna pop in off. And they should be able to clean up these players behind as well. Shadowburn's getting flanked by kaidus and Forsaken. Forsaken getting that frag in the end, but this is a failed defense of mid there from Full Tilt, and they are on the back foot.
Reason really needed this. Like that drop on Kos was huge. That's just going to give pretty much an easy second as well. Everybody just spawned from Full Tilt, and at most they can get Raymond, but not even in position to do it.
And it's a huge Uber advantage going into last as well, and that really is what you need in order to be able to push Sunshine last. The defense here, Aston Heavy and Thalash running the Engineer on that left-hand side. Shadowburn a little forwards, but Mike and Forsaken together can't quite find him as he backs off there, but Reason are gearing up to push. And as we're going in here, the Uber charge is popped off, and I've tabbed out Beta.
Oh no. Raymond actually doing work. He's getting Uber saws. Kos got an Uber saw. In the end, it wasn't enough to secure Full Tilt the hold. So it's 1-1. Reason equalizing the match here, as we're about to see a third mid of the day. kaidus beefing the rollout so hard. He missed the first or the second sticky jump twice. Has that ever happened before? I don't know. Maybe he's attend his own workshop.
It doesn't particularly matter on Sunshine mid, as far as I can see, because Hildreth's not putting down any forward spam either, and you can't really take ground early on. But now, as he comes forward, they're trying to move across the point. Hildreth's getting spammed down to 60 health, but kaidus is actually the first pick, a little too far ahead of his team, and there goes Captain as well. Everybody from Reason is going down here. Shadowburn's in onto Raymond though, and Shadowburn's only 40 health. Raymond defending himself with the crossbow and is going to be able to get out, but actually Shadowburn still can smell the blood. Raymond's going to fire off a crossbow. I don't think he's going to get this though at all.
Like barring a colossal blunder, like Shadowburn's not going to get him. We see Forsaken going sniper again. But like if they push in fast enough, they can actually just push in with advantage.
There goes Sildo, and Mike's flanking underneath as well. Kos is down to 30 health, still trying to hold on to this Uber charge, and Forsaken's getting even more room on the right hand side. Mike is found as a pick though, and Kos has managed to get a little bit of health, just regenning that up to 90 now, and some double tonks flying in, not actually connecting with the target, but Kos could well have dropped another Uber charge there and allowed Reason to push out, but Hafiko's going to change over to Spy, potentially just
I think he's checking mediguns.
And checking for the mediguns, but then no, actually they are going to run a Spy here, but instead Mike overruling Hafiko and deciding that he's going to take the invisible man on a tour of the underneath, coming up through the labyrinth, and is going to attempt a stab onto Kos, but look at Hildreth.
Because he just took the ammo crate from
Hildreth was going for the ammo, and Mike just walked into it. In the meantime, Shadowburn has exchanged for Forsaken, which opens things up a little bit, really. If I'm Full Tilt in this situation, I'd want to be pushing, because they know that there's a spy behind them, and he's going to take a long time to get back into the fight. But instead, they're not really putting too much pressure on. Aston Stalash just hanging around, and I think they're waiting for Mike to make an appearance.
Mike is actually in a very good position to get a pick, but just the stab, and that's taken down. That was so close for Mike to actually make it work. I guess they were only paying attention near the medic. And Mike with the ... he's not happy.
The Uber coming in from that right-hand side door, the chug on that side in the most recent version, slightly easy to push through, but still pretty difficult to really trade an Uber effectively. The first frag is on Forsaken though, he swaps, and it's a nice shot by Syl to take down Captain as well, and he's got so much time on the point. Mike has to come in along with Raymond to try and defend that, and it's 4v3. Ass though going down there is really crucial because they were all just bunched up in that choke point. Now Hildreth and Koss have to fly out of there. Look at Mike going really aggressive, and Koss only on 70 health is surely going to go down here on 2 HP. Surfs round onto the health kit, but can't quite escape. That was nearly a fantastic play there from the British medic, but him and Hildreth just couldn't quite get out. Too many Reason players, Peter.
Yeah, Hildreth didn't hit his air shots, and then Hafikul came in and ruined their dreams. Just cleaning up damage. A very, very good play by Mike, being so aggressive. And
they have that full Uber.
80%.
Magic look at Shadowburn in though, in within a super high jump, but Captain takes him down with a bit of a wall shot there, and this is going to be a difficult Uber charge to force, even though Raymond is only on 80 health. Nobody's in any position, and it's very difficult to do long range spam on this map, so they're going to concede the mid for free, and Koss only on 40% Uber is going to be put in a sticky situation, or have to face the difficult situation of yeah, but how are they going to force this out of Raymond without losing too many players? They're all getting stuck in that bottom area, and once again they've just given another point for free.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, I was watching Shadowburn because I expected him to jump the medic, but he didn't. So like, he just kind of got out, and now the Uber's going to come in from bottom. Like, Koss almost has it, he just got it now, so they're got Uber to repulse this. Let's see if they can actually catch anybody in here. Forsaken gets caught in. So
how
he goes
did
down.
Shadowburn not manage to frag Raymond and Hafikul on that bottom area? They kind of drifted over his head, and Raymond just beautifully just wanders up the stairs, avoiding all of Shadowburn's rockets, unable to pick some frags that were almost gifted to him there. But they do have that 2 frag advantage, and so they are going to push out Koss and Silentes moving up here, and Silentes going to go bombing aggressive to take down kaidus, hiding in that corner, waiting for some heals, as well as Thalash goes aggressive and takes down Hafikul. This is really nice coordinated aggression coming out of Full Tilt, and they are moving forwards. Syl leading the charge through the cafe area. Oh, but look, here comes Mike! What a fantastic bomb from Mike in that small confined area, still able to make a perfect rocket jump and sink those 2 rockets in.
Here comes the
and now the aggression.
They want the medic as well. Silentes goes down, and so does Ast. But actually, Hildreth with a double pipe.
From Hildreth.
Great
Great
pipes!
Fantastic, fantastic stuff, and Shadowburn's in again, 90 health. Oh, he actually just gets taken down by Raymond at the end there.
Raymond surfed away and then just airs him down.
Yeah, and Shadowburn really doesn't seem to be able to have an impact on this map. Is this something you've been seeing a lot, or is this just unfortunate for Shadowburn?
He's been doing great, so this is just unfortunate at this point. It looks like he's been playing very well in the first 2 maps that I watched, even the third.
A fitting replacement then for Full Tilt.
Yeah, some people would say he's an upgrade over whoever that other Roma was.
Absolutely not. Nobody with a brain would say that, I'm sure. Forsaken's around the bottom area, but he's just a distraction as Silentes and Ask get taken out, going a little too far forwards. Captain detonates some stickies on the door, and I believe we have a pause, Beta. Oh, no.
No, I don't believe so.
No?
My game is still going.
Oh, well, I had a small lag there, I think, then. But I can see the Uber fight being exchanged on this left-hand side now, but it's not a good one for Reason
Gaming.
I
see the... Is this a pause now?
Yeah, I think so. I think these
okay, so we're both paused here.
Yes, I'm paused now. But this Uber situation is really, really bad for Reason Gaming. They've had to Uber in early from this left-hand side from their perspective, yeah, and they've actually got about a 5-second disadvantage in the Uber charge. Theirs is literally about to run out now. Hildreth still has a ton of time. Also, Mike's flying in on 30 health, which should be easy for someone to finish off. By the time he takes 4 damage, he'll be incredibly weak, and I don't think Raymond or Hafikul and kaidus, one of them is going to get caught by this Uber from Hildreth, because he's got his stickies out, he's got them reloaded, and he's got 50% left on him. It's a really good situation for them to be in, but if you're if you're
Oh, here we
Reason
go.
here.
Raymond actually, he didn't get juggled at all. So
No, that
Mike
sticky
went down,
took
though.
down Mike, yeah. So Hildreth just not able to juggle those players from Reason. I thought he might have been able to catch one or two there with a significantly better Uber charge, but we've just got a bit of a similar situation where a team is sat around this lighthouse, not really wanting to push. Another pause.
Yep.
And we have a spy on the field as well from Thalash, who, I'm not sure what he's doing. He's just picking a disguise in spawn at the moment, rifling through the old book, seeing who he will take the persona of and go out and try and stab her back. Or maybe he's just checking to see whether they're running a sniper or something like that.
Yeah, it can't be Medigun because they just saw the Uber, so there's no doubt about that. So yeah, at most it's a sniper check, I guess. Is there like any reliable way to do that? Because
well,
like,
if they
I don't know.
If they disguise as sniper, and it ends
It's
up
a
being
scout
somebody,
name, right?
yeah. So if it ends up being like you disguise and your name is kaidus or something like that, then you know that they're not running a sniper. But if he was to put the disguise on and it just randomly selected Forsaken, that doesn't give them any information. It doesn't tell them whether they're running a sniper or not running one. It's just a bit of guesswork. But they have time to do this kind of stuff when they're on defense, because they know that the Ubers aren't going to come in for ages. And even though Reason, the kind of team that do like to try and catch you on the back foot by dry pushing in quite a few situations, I don't think Sunshine Last is going to be one of them, because it's a very difficult last point to push. So they do have a little bit of time to go through the off classes, maybe build up a sentry in one of the many spots that are viable on this last, or rotate a heavy or something like that. But I was obviously away for the beginning half of this cup, which I attempted to organise, and in the end left in a shambolic state. I can only apologise for that, but DavidTheWin has been helping out massively, along with you guys manning the casts as well. Thank you very much for that. But could I get an overview of the cup along with anybody who's just tuning in, Beta?
Yeah, sure. We have some time because apparently there was a DDoS and they're changing server. So we should have some time to kill. But basically, what happened was that Full Tilt, which you moved from the other division or the other group to sort of make it easier for the LAN teams, actually ended up beating Nerd Rage pretty convincingly. I think I forget what the first map was. I think it was actually 3-4 for Full Tilt, but it was like a mad scramble from Nerd Rage to sort of come back at the end. So they were actually like behind 4-1 with 5 minutes left or something. So a pretty convincing loss, even though it was a close score. And then on what was it? What was the second map? Gollywash? Full Tilt just straight up, I think it was 6-2. Even more convincing win over Nerd Rage. And Nerd Rage, I think they were kind of rated because they switched Soup and Sebasai in their roles. Like Soup started out on Pocket, but at the end of the match, Sebasai was playing. So that tells me that they're kind of frustrated and feeling like things aren't working. But a very, very convincing win from Full Tilt, with Ast kind of just doing the thing he usually does in Div 1, where he just gets like 40 frags and dies 10 times. That's almost what happened on Gollywash. So, pretty exciting.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting and exciting stuff. Yeah. So, and then they're drawing 1-1 with Reason Gaming here as well. So, very interesting. These land dodging scrub lords as well, because they were intending to go to LAN and then invited to the tournament, but they are playing with a significantly different roster, if any, at the LAN. So this has ended up being more of just a tournament for the tournament's sake,
Yeah, it's a really, really fun tournament. I really like the idea of this, just sort of build momentum for I-55. Like we even have the sort of the one-day ones from what is it? Is it Razor Zone and ZOWIE? Or
Gaming
Grids.
The Razor, the Razor
like
Arena
those,
and Gaming Grids ones.
Yeah, those are really, really fun, but they're mostly just mixed teams. But that just sort of keeps things alive in the off season, and then we have this sort of big tournament where you have all the top teams from both continents, actually, or at least Froyotech, I guess Ascent have the time for them to be able to do this. But I really, really like the idea of just getting all the top teams to build hype 555. And you can definitely tell there's something. I made a shoddy little trailer. It didn't take very long. Just sort of like a little thing. And
it was beautiful, Peter. Don't put yourself down. It was fantastic. I loved it.
Thank you. And it has like 20,000 views already. Like there's so many people have watched it. So there must be a lot of hype. Like just sort of hiding out in the TF2 community.
Yeah, I think I-55 is going to be an absolute fantastic event, and everything changes at LAN as well. I mean, the situation is just so fantastically different, and these teams will be putting in vast amount of hours to build themselves up to be at that level. I'm in the server at the moment, and they have gone live, but I'm not sure whether they're going to reset to another mid-fight or what the situation actually was when there was a DDoS. It seems like they are setting up the previous situation, because kaidus is now just capping the mid-fight, and they're moving things forward. So yeah, it looks like yeah.
Actually.
Oh, right, okay. Well, I will tell you what's going on. I'm having a look at the chat and things, and they are just setting the time limits and things up to emulate the same situation at the end of the previous map when there was a DDoS. So they're just allowing Reason to camp the second point, build up that Uber charge, and then they'll be going live. I think they're waiting actually for the defense to get set up from full tilt as well, because they did have a level 3 sentry as well. So they're just waiting for the for the sign to go live. Thalash and Shadowburn tempting fate by just poking their heads out. And there we go, Thalash dies, and they'll wait for the respawn, I think, before they push. But as soon as they get set up here, we will be expecting Reason to be breaking this defense by trying to push Forsaken into a situation where he can get a headshot on somebody, and not a cheap one like that, onto Thalash.
Yeah, I saw Thalash walk out on the stream there, just sort of standing there with his kukri, and then just for no honor at all, just kills him.
Absolutely not. They no respect for each other. No, they do. Obviously, both of these teams know each other. They play together all the time. They're all good friends, and they are playing with the sportsmanship required here, allowing Reason to get set up, and we have gone live. This is now game time once again. So the score 1-1, even though the scoreboard shows 0-0, it is essentially the same situation though. And there's the frag from Thalash onto Forsaken, but I don't think this is going to prompt a push out from full tilt, because the Ubers are even and they have a level 3 sentry. What it is going to do is prompt Thalash to take a little more ground in the lobby, see if you can get an angle on somebody else, and more pauses, Peter. We love them.
Absolutely. It's a good thing though, because I'm an idiot and I went to the wrong STV again. I'm seeing people, I just see a paused game. So I'm not being very helpful here, not very useful at all. So I'm just gonna be joining.
Apparently another DDoS, unfortunately. So we have some nefarious character in the TF2 scene who just wants to spoil all the fun. But we'll get that sorted out very quickly for you guys, and we will have them on a different server where they cannot be DDoSed. We have some servers with DDoS protection, and hopefully that will sort the issue out. But it might be a little while until we get all of that sorted as well. DavidTheWin doing production at the moment. Is it possible, if we don't have the server information straight away, would we be able to go to an incredibly small music break while I figure out how this tournament should progress from here on out? I need to have a look at some viewer giveaways and things as well, etc., etc. Is that possible, DavidTheWin?
Oh, like apparently they're going?
David says he's sorting everything and it's not going well. Poor David. David's the hero of the hour. But oh, I see. The stream can hear David as well. You can hear his sultry voice talking to us. He doesn't have it set up.
John just being able to whisper sweet nothing.
Absolutely,
and nobody can hear it.
Absolutely. For a lot of our streamers, they have it set up so that they can talk to us without going through to the stream. But David prefers it old style, where he can really take control of what's going on as well. So
I actually have some questions here, because you mentioned viewer giveaways.
Absolutely.
I don't know how this works. Me and Kaidus were sort of speculating, but we didn't know anything, so this would be a good time to set the record straight.
For the viewer giveaways, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, we have some items donated by tf2pickup.net and whitelist.tf. You guys should check those sites out. One of them's the primary pickup site, really, for European TF2, tf2pickup.net, and they are about to expand and go global as well, with a North American division to that, along with whitelist.tf, which is, of course, the best website for messing about with whitelist, trying to come up with a good one, looking at all the weapons, seeing what they do, etc., etc. Very useful website. They donated a ton of kill streak kits and items and lovely delicious things. We also have some Steam games and all sorts of juicy things, and we're going to be giving them away probably at the end of the maps, in between things. But as I have just rushed back from Edinburgh, I have not sorted it out properly, so at some point in between a map I will sort that out for you guys, and we will get those things running. Of course, big shout out as well to our sponsors for the tournament, SweetStakes.tf and ZOWIE Gear, for putting up the fantastic prizes, just to whet our appetite for I-55.
So they might actually have some good gear going to I-55. You won't see people having like card for mouse pads and whatnot. It's like stuff we've seen in the past. I guess that's a good thing, right?
Yeah, absolutely. ZOWIE are a fantastic company as well, and they do a ton of great products as well. And in terms of I-55 beta, it's going to be an incredible event. I've just come back from kind of hosting a live event for the past week, and it has hyped me up beyond measure for going to I-55 and seeing everybody and being able to produce that kind of thing and meet everyone in person and have the best games that we have seen in over a year. It's just going to be a fantastic time.
Absolutely. Are you going to be like a full-time caster, or do you also have?
Yeah, I'm going to be doing the full-time casting for the event, possibly doing some small interviews and stuff like that on the sidelines and whipping out some vlogs and things. But yeah, I am not playing at I-55, unfortunately, because required on the microphone, because my sweet sultry voice, while not quite as good as yours, Beta, is necessary to keep things ticking.
Yeah, we need people to carry. Apple's not showing up, so you put on the big boy pants and carries the event. I really appreciate it. I've also made some,
Shadowburn carries my team.
Yeah. Everybody wins.
Absolutely.
Except for
Everybody
Shadowburn,
wins.
who can't actually go to land because...
And except for Nerd Rage.
Yeah. Except for Nerd Rage, who's just, I guess, living up to their name, is being ground into the dust by some mixed team. In their eyes, probably. Like, full team, they're going to play next ETF12, right?
Yes, yeah. Full Tilt are a team for next season of ETF12, yeah, season 22. They've been playing for quite a while together as well, although they don't normally play with Hildreth or Shadowburn, obviously.
Who's the demo man normally?
The demo man normally is Alle, who played for Phoenix this season, season 21. But Hildreth is a solid demo man. He gets a lot of stick, probably because he plays Highlander and has a very quiet voice. But he's actually quite an intelligent player, and while he's not a flashy player, he doesn't often come up with the big plays. He's very solid, and I think that is one of the best attributes that you can have as a demo man, particularly after the nerf. is just being a very solid player, dishing out the damage,
Yeah,
and
I feel
allowing
like
the rest of your team to push off that.
he sort of gives me a lot of rip in the way that just not very flashy, but just gets the job done, and they're super annoying to play against. They just never seem to die, you know. And then I assume there's like a lot of good calls as well. And even though we like making fun of him for playing Highlander, like I think he even got a nice air pipe on Sunshine. So it has happened, guys. Hildreth hit a nice air pipe.
Well, there is a first time for everything, I guess. So I am just going to attempt to get some. This is a fantastic situation. It's the server that they have moved to in order to avoid the DDoS does not have the current version of Sunshine. It only has an older version where it's the last is a little bit messed up and there's some other minor changes.
Last.
Yeah,
oh my God,
which is absolutely crazy. It's utterly horrific. So yeah, they're still working around that issue. I'm gonna have a look at getting them to exec some things as well, but this might be a bit more of a problem. Things just not quite going right here. If only there'd been somebody organizing this. Heh.
It wouldn't be a proper TF2 tournament if things weren't quite a bit messed up, you know? Like, I remember the old ESEA where they would 2 hours late, and then 10 minutes into the match, they'd have a 30-minute pause, and then someone's computer would crash, so they had to reinstall Windows. Like, things have gotten a lot better, but, you know, things have to be a little bit messed up for it to feel like a proper TF2 event. So we've nailed that. This is like high-quality stuff, guys.
Absolutely, this is the pinnacle of Team Fortress 2. I'm watching people run around on the server, and it's just fantastic. The Full Tilt team have on occasion run Demonite seriously in some of their scrims and things, and I can see Ast running around with it, and I'm sure they would love to do that if the opportunity arose, but I don't think they will. I'm just having a look at the STV chat as well, and they have had so many problems with the game that they have actually just called that map quits, and the score between them has been left at 1-1 on Sunshine, and I have no idea what that does to the groups actually, but that gets us magically back on schedule, and we can go to the Nerd Rage versus Reason game. Although, actually, Thalash said we might as well play. We have a chance of getting points on Sunshine. Who knows? Who knows what's going on? These teams are crazy. They need an admin to put their foot down. But I think we'll just leave it up to the teams. They're big boys. They're big boys. They know what they're doing.
Probably. But this would actually mean that Full Tilt is still the #1 team because they have one more played match. So they have 3-1 maps against, or like they have 2 wins against Reason, which has 1. Right? I think that makes sense to some degree.
Very, very possibly. Who knows?
I'm trying to figure out the group. When does the second group start? And who's in that group? Like, what do we have to look forward to?
What do you have to look forward to? After this group has played, the second group is comprised of TLR, Dogs.tf, Froyotech, and Lego. So there you go. That's what you have to look forward to after this. It's going to be very interesting to see how those teams stack up against each other as well, because obviously Froyotech having the very high ping is going to put them in quite an odd situation.
Yeah, and I also assume it's like an uncomfortable time for them to play. Like, they'll be sweaty and home from work or whatnot, or they just woke up. I don't know. But like, presumably everything is just really annoying for them and suboptimal. But I really appreciate that they actually even signed up for this, because it is very, very difficult to play a proper game when you're at such a ping disadvantage. So I think you should give huge props just for that. Is there any reason why Ascent is not playing? Like, could they just not deal with it?
Yeah, Ascent didn't want to play with the European ping. It wasn't something that interested them. You know, they'd just been crushed in ESEA, and they don't want to get crushed again. You know, they want to keep their cards close to their chest and come out all guns blazing at I-55 after they've been studying everybody.
Makes sense. So I guess they're tuned in. Hi guys, you should be watching this, I assume, because this is all like your big opposition. So watch out for Full Tilt. They're coming for you, or something. They still haven't changed maps at all. So
they are now. They're joining up to a new server, and they are getting back on track with Sunshine. They're going to play the end of the map and make sure that they can find a winner. Seen as leaving it at a 1-1 and not playing the end of it is less than optimal. You know, it's not ideal, is it? We want to see the action beater. We want to see the upset, the crushing. I want to see Reason win. I want to see spank these guys.
The next match should be a crushing, right? Because that's Saints against Nerd Rage. And Nerd Rage, I think they're mad at this point. Like, they really, really want to win because they got upset by Full Tilt. And Saints
absolutely.
Got crushed by Reason. So, while they might also be mad, they're also kind of bad compared to
mad and bad, unlike enraged, but fantastic, which is Nerd Rage there. Yeah, Saints are actually going to the LAN event, and some people have pegged them as a bit of a dark horse. Perhaps they might have the ability to upset a few teams. They've got a bit of synergy. They've played together before, of course, in multiple seasons. They are notorious for being almost exactly the same as Lego. No offense to you, Beta, but coming at the bottom of Prem quite a few times. I think they actually had a season where they got 0 points. Am I right in saying that? I think they were the first.
That doesn't sound right. I don't think any team has ever gotten 0 points. Not Saints. I thought I remember them getting like a clutch 1 point or something to deny. I think I remember something like that, but that could have been a different season. Or maybe I'm thinking about Lego.
Very possible. Even in your mind, they've blended into one. One being the Danish Superstars team and the other being the Swedish Superstar team. But yeah, they have not really been practicing together as much. They're not taking the LAN as seriously, but they're still a decent team. They're comprised of some decent players, and they have fairly good team synergy as well, because they've been playing together for quite a while. But it'll be interesting to see whether they can actually bring anything on the day, because when it comes to LAN, they do have that LAN experience, but they really haven't been practicing, and they really don't have that top quality play that all of the other teams really in that top bracket do.
If they get other teams drunk, they could have some sleeper upset potential.
Absolutely. Maybe that should just be their game plan.
Like, I think I recall you being really throwing games, right? So it stands to reason that other people could do that as well. Didn't you buy in like S to kill or something, so not to move backwards?
It was a new strategy that we were pioneering, Beta, to promote more aggressive play, and no, we were just having a lot of fun at the Last Insomnia LAN. It was more of a social situation for us rather than an opportunity to really go there and perform and do brilliantly, because we were not one of the top teams attending. But for all of the teams who are attending, they're all taking it incredibly seriously. The thing about the I-Series is that it has transitioned from a real community event where, you could see figures like Dan just drinking beers whilst he's playing, and he just wants to put on a good show, Yeah. And it's transitioned to really being a hyper-competitive intercontinental TF2 World Championship. So it's made leaps and bounds really, and it's pretty insane watching it now, because it's still a community event. You still see all of these people, you still have that big feeling, but the players take it so much more seriously, and they really want to win.
Fundraisers kind of changed the whole dynamic to me, because before you just kind of paid out of your own pocket, and only the very two top teams or something could expect to get any kind of gain from it. Whereas now you're funded by the community, so you have to put on a good show. You can't just, or not just a good show. You have to put up results. You can't just try to have fun and goof around, and because that way you're wasting people's money. So this way we get a way more competitive setting for the whole invite group. The way they've split up the teams, basically they don't just let Reason into some group full of random teams. They actually have to try group games, otherwise they can get in trouble.
Absolutely, yeah. And I'm actually having a look at them on a different server here as well. I've been given some SDV Connect information, and I can see the players on the server. It does seem to be paused at the moment, so I'm not sure quite what's going on. DavidTheWin is scuttling around behind the scenes trying to make all the cogs turn properly.
I think kaidus might be looking for someone to talk to. I don't know if that's you. You are the organizer, right? I think they're trying to figure out what to do about this whole situation.
Well, then maybe we can have a conversation with them over Steam, but I will... See, the idea was, Beta, to set up a private IRC to discuss with all the teams, as we do at the iSeries, but unfortunately, I'm an idiot, and so I didn't. A lot of things in life, a lot of problems come down to me being an idiot, Peter. I've realized this recently.
And that's the first step, I guess.
Yeah. You identify that you have the problem, and then you can move towards fixing it. But if we talk a little more generally about I-55, do you think which teams do you think have the potential to take it away?
I think Reason is by the favorite. Froyotech, they just had some roster shuffles, so did Reason, but Reason got upgraded significantly in my mind. Not captains. Mike, that's the name. They got those two who have won iSeries before, and they've been on another super team, and they're two of the best players in the game. I think, and then they also got Forsaken, who, unless he's hacking and is way worse on LAN, is actually an upgrade too, I think, over Walters. So I feel like those guys are really strong. And then you have Froyotech picking up Ash, who I don't think is a very good scout. I have this feeling that he's going to be terrible. I have no proof of this. That's just speculation. And then, of course, there's a whole jet lag situation.
Yeah, that's an interesting point, actually, because I think the American teams normally, if we look historically at the iSeries, perform worse on the first days, just due to the fact that it takes more effort for them to get transitioned into the land setting in a completely different country where the time zones are all messed up. They do have that jet lag factor, but the way that the iSeries is structured with the group stages at the beginning really favors the American teams, because they have a chance to suss out all the European competition, get a lot of information on everybody, whilst adjusting themselves to the time zones, to the jet lag, to the land situation, etc. And then by the time the knockout stage comes, they're ready to slaughter people. And we saw that a bit with Froyotech last year at I-52. They didn't do too well in the groups, and then they destroyed.
Strong contrast. Because you had the Australian team that had a week boot camp. They performed really well in the group stages compared to in the playoffs, right? In the playoff stage. So they didn't have jet lag, and they actually performed much better than Froyotech. So I think that sets it up completely perfectly. As we're almost ready to start the game. Hallelujah. They're setting up the time limits and stuff. It'll look like a 0 server, but it's actually 1-1.
It is essentially the same situation either way, though. One of these teams has to come out with the victory overall. I believe there was about 8 minutes left on the clock. We'll see what they actually change it to. They made a record of what it was, so they're going to get themselves going live very shortly. They'll set themselves up in the same situation with the Reason team in control of mid and the 4th point. And then they'll attempt to be pushing the last
What happens in case of a draw? Like, do they get 0 points? Do go to golden cap?
Yes, it goes to golden cap.
Okay.
In the event of a draw, it goes to a golden cap, and the winner gets the full 1 point. So slightly different to ETF2L in that the golden cap is weighted a little more strongly in this. You get the whole point rather than a spread of the points based on actually getting to the golden cap situation.
Right. So getting to the golden cap is basically worthless. You have to win it for it to be worth anything.
Absolutely.
So that should just motivate them more. And we're live, running Ast to mid. No, wait, they're not. Ast was on NG. I was a little bit confused, but they're not actually going. They're just building sentries on last.
Yes.
He's going to go to mid and cap it.
8 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock. They're going to start capping mid, move forward to second, and get set up. Ast is building that sentry on the left-hand side in that little secret area, and he'll just getting some forward stickies up in a range of sneaky places. So hopefully we can get this show on the road. I'm hyped for this. Finally, come on, the last 8 minutes of this game.
Oh, they're being so sneaky. Look at Forsaken. He's on spy, but he's disguised as a friendly sniper, right? So he's gonna go show his face. He was on sniper the last time they saw him, and of course Forsaken is sniper. So he's going to try and fool them all. Just sort of show his face. He's peeking a little bit now, and as soon as they see him and spam him out, he's going to get heals and then just rotate back in as a spy. And I don't think they actually spotted him yet.
I think they did. I think hildreth just spotted him there. He peeked around that right-hand side, and I think this will be his opportunity to go in. Yeah, here he goes. He's disguised on the bottom now, and he's going to try and infiltrate. He does have a bit of a buff as well. Very important that you buff your spies. And he's going to get all the way back into this little spawn area. Oh, and down goes Thalash. He's actually going to try and get the headshot onto hildreth as well, but can't quite manage it. Does get spammed out, but he's traded 1 for 1 there with the sniper of Thalash. Don't know whether Reason want to use that as an opportunity to trade the Uber charges. It was a bit of an odd pick, but yeah, they've got their heals on both of the soldiers, and they put a lot of damage there onto Shadowburn, but couldn't quite get him. If they'd managed to get the pick there onto Shadowburn, I'm sure they would have pushed with it, but look how aggressive Thalash is as well. If they peeked that right-hand side, he could well go down there.
Especially because Forsaken is back on sniper, not being sneaky anymore, just straight up sniper. He's getting a buff now and getting ready to go in. He sniped from bottom last time with great
Oh,
results.
baited! Mike gets baited in. He saw Thalash and thought it was an easy frag, and didn't realise that Shadowburn was there waiting. Mike used his rockets on the sniper, and Shadowburn found an easy frag onto Mike. So, with Mike going down, and then getting the respawn, Full Tilt have not used that opportunity to push out, but at some point they will have to use an opportunity that's given to them. Look at Forsaken.
Barely survives by picking up a medkit, and he actually had a small shot onto that soldier, but not much happened there. Actually, during that, after Mike went down, Forsaken landed a full charge body shot onto hildreth, so they couldn't really push because hildreth was weak. But he's peeking left side again, just trying to see if he can find anything. I think he's about to see an NG. That's not what you want. He finds the last just full charge body shots and actually misses the headshot. But he's been called now. Hildreth's trying to stick, and the soldier jumps him. He takes a full charge as well.
Yeah, if Forsaken manages to hit these heads, then he's going to be able to open up for his team there. But Shadowburn's keeping him locked out on the left-hand side. Takes a rocket actually from Captain. If they push a scout in on that right-hand side as well, they could get the pick on Shadowburn, but instead they're just playing this incredibly tentatively. Kaidus actually going to take out the teleporter, perhaps? They have got a tele over there. I think what they're actually doing with this defense is something that we've done a little bit with Full Tilt. You put a teleporter near where the medic is holding, and when the Uber charge comes in, he can take the tele to a safe area and not have to pop.
Ah, sneaky. It doesn't seem to go to a safe area though. Like it goes to that top.
Yeah,
area.
It's an interesting position. I don't think it's fully thought through, to be honest. But we'll see what they intend to do with it. Oh, there goes Silentus and the return frag onto Forsaken. That doesn't really change anything though for either of these teams. And Mike getting a bit cheeky on this right-hand side. He's going to attempt to, I don't know what he's trying to spam. He's trying to explode the toxic barrel.
I think, yep, dies to Kaidus. Kaidus just sort of caught him out with a pipe and then he died to fall damage. So now we're about to see a push, I think. Medics is under pressure. He's being forced by Captain, and still, now the counter Uber comes in from Raymond. He gets the second, but then gets sticky. So he gets dropped. And I think
there's 5 apiece for each team, and there's an opportunity here to repush. But Forsaken fighting Thalash on the bottom. It goes down to 1 health, and he's going to go down here. And this really is an opportunity for Full Tilt to attempt to prod at least into lobby and see if they can make something happen. But Reason have recognized that they've given them that opportunity, and instead just backing up, making sure that they spam all of the entrances and ensure that Full Tilt take a butt ton of damage if they attempt to prod their noses out and see if they can get a frag. And instead Forsaken's going to respawn on Sniper. And
back to the comfortable old situation of just make space for Forsaken.
Yeah, absolutely. And really, he hasn't had much success with it so far. Even the 1 pick.
He's been killing Thalas a lot. He does it again, but they didn't push on it.
Yeah, so it's not making much difference here for a reason, because they're not really prepared to push with just a 1 pick advantage and commit with their Uber charge. So it's kind of useless to go for that sniper pick. If he keeps getting the sniper pick and they're not pushing on it, why is he even bothering going for the sniper, you know? Like, you might as well really attempt to do something useful. Push him into a risky position where he could get a shot onto Koss or a shot onto Hildreth.
I think he's about to kill the sniper again. Oh, he actually... Forsaken's really far in. He gets jumped by Silentus, so nice job by Silentus. Sniffing that out.
And the timer, they've spent 5 minutes here. The round timer is ticking down to 4 minutes and 40 seconds, but the map timer down now just past the 3-minute mark. And so Reason, the pressure's starting to mount. They really have to start getting something happening here, otherwise we're going to be going to a golden cap fairly shortly. It doesn't seem like it's that short amount of time, but on a map like Sunshine where the last is so difficult to push.
They might actually be trying to just do nothing for 1 minute or something, and then they push in, and then there's no way that they can lose because Full Tilt can't push to their last.
Yeah, absolutely.
That would be pretty boring, but I think that might be what they're doing.
It could well be. So Reason's tactic there would be to allow the the map timer to get to a point where Full Tilt wouldn't be able to repush even if they failed. So then there is no risk associated with just full-on committing to a push. Look at Forsaken!
Oh my god!
Oh my word, that's so ballsy though. That's exactly what they need to do, because Full Tilt aren't pushing out on the sniper pick, and so Forsaken can do something like that. And if look at Thalash! Look at Thalash! All the way up, attempted to get the frag! That would have been insane if he'd got Raymond there. And this is the problem with the situation. Like, they're finally figuring out that they can do these crazy aggressive things, because it doesn't make any difference to the overall setup. It doesn't matter if Thalash dies in that situation. The risk reward is so... Oh, Captain gets dropped! They Uber in on the right hand side, but they've lost their pocket already with 1 minute and 29 seconds remaining. It's going to be difficult for Full Tilt to do anything here. And I imagine that they're just going to repush anyway, Reason Gaming, even with their pocket out of the situation.
Yeah. Thalash has a good view on the right side.
And Forsaken's running heavy.
Ooh, heavy's overpowered, so this could work. Like, heavy is to deal with. Like, if he just comes in after any exchange. But he's being spammed, and he's pretty low, so they need to just heal up the heavy, push in, before Ubers and sentries can get into play, and then just hope that heavy is too overpowered to be able to be dealt with.
That's what kaidus and Forsaken are trying to do on the right hand side right now, but Forsaken's dropping perilously low. He does actually go down, and the rest of Reason haven't committed, and with only 50 seconds remaining, I don't quite understand why they didn't commit there and just use Forsaken. But here comes kaidus, they're jumping in, they're trying to get the frags now onto Thalash. And Thalash does go down, but there's only 3 players left alive from Reason Gaming. Mike's committed, along with kaidus, who does another sticky jump onto the point, but this is a good defense here from Full Tilt. They just couldn't get in from that choke point. Nobody was distracted by the kaidus bomb, apart from the frag on Thalash, but there's going to be no opportunity here for a push out from Full Tilt Gaming. Only 20 seconds on the clock, and that is going to take us to a golden cap. So all very, very tense here. Reason do not want to lose points to this scrub team.
Yeah, very... I don't know, I didn't like how Reason played this. Like, they walked in with a heavy first. And like, a heavy... Just a heavy is pretty easy to deal with, like, because you can just focus him. A heavy is very, very dangerous when he comes in after they've spent all their ammo. spamming things.
They could have run him in beforehand. Like, they could have played it exactly the same, but committed behind him. So they could have used him as a sponge to soak up all the damage coming in through the choke, and then pushed through. So instead of a situation where you're trying to push a lot of players through a choke and they all take a lot of damage, you've got the situation where one player takes a lot of damage and is essentially dead, but the rest of you get in for free. And so you're committing to a 5v6 situation, but you have the better position on last. So you can kind of run a heavy in front of everybody if you're using it as a distraction to get the rest of your players committed. But that wasn't what Reason did at all. They just sent Forsaken in.
They seem to value their lives too much. Like your lives are not important when you do these pushes where you can't lose last at all. So you might as well just get in there.
And I think they really should have committed to that when there was only a minute left for it, really. But Goss is saying, ready up fast please, I have Pizza Hut. And Reason are getting ready to go live.
Yep, this is like right in the middle of dinner time, so I imagine a lot of people want to get this over with so that they can get their precious dinner and food and drinks and whatnot. They're not going yet. I wonder what they're waiting for.
Yeah, they are. They're just struggling with the rules and trying to figure out what is required, but they're going to be going to the Golden Cap pretty shortly. I think they've just started readying up, and they should be going live fairly soon. Yeah, here we go. They have gone live with the Golden Cap. This the score at the end of the normal map time was 1-1 between Reason and Full Tilt, but they don't get any points for doing that. This isn't ETF2L. They need to win the Golden Cap to take the point for the map. Hildreth and Kaidus arriving to the mid, but Hildreth is a lot weaker.
Yeah, and now we see a ton of aggression coming in from Full Tilt. They're trying to... Actually, they've just taken their side of the map, and now they're bombing out top. And they pressed Reason off of the house, but the first pick goes to Kaidus.
Ridiculous pipes! Ridiculous pipes to take down Koss and Hildreth there, but the return frag's coming in here from Ast and Thalash. They're running rampant around the field. Unfortunately, they don't have any heals to work with, but it looks like they may get the better end of it anyway. It's only Happy-Cool and Raymond.
Ast is extremely weak. He's going for metal. And
Ast is coming around behind. Happy-Cool should be able to win this, but Ast is coming in along with Thalash at the same time. Oh, great play though by Happy-Cool. He played that perfectly, and there was nothing that Thalash and Ast could do. Ast was only on 18 health, had to get that health kit, and then Happy-Cool knew the locations of both of those players, was easily able to clean them up, and Raymond positioned himself perfectly as well. So great play by Reason to win that mid fight, and now they'll be looking to take it forwards with this big ubercharge advantage that they have. But those were some sweet pipes coming out from Kaidus. He played that mid so aggressively, but just hit everything he needed to.
Yeah, Shadowburn putting on some pressure, trying to make it very difficult for me to go in through the choke without popping. And now he's actually on the medic, I think? Nope, I'm blind. Happy-Cool goes down first, and 2 picks coming in against Reason. They're not even going to be able to push with their Uber advantage, so great pressure, great spam. And it looks like Full Tilt is going to push into mid now with a 2-man advantage. So, complete situation there.
Yeah, and Raymond drops down to 5 health before eventually popping it off. The pressure from Thalash too much, and Captain just couldn't defend him properly. Oh, almost gets the frag on Hildreth, but I don't think they're even going to use. Yeah, they finally do. Captain forces that Uber just by putting damage onto Hildreth, and they're going to be streaming forwards through this choke point. Raymond is caught in a really bad position along with Forsaken, but they can't commit through. They are just taking too much spam. They are now trying to work something, but Silentis is going to come up against Mike and Forsaken, and does not get the better end of that 2v1, and Reason are starting to get back on top of it.
Onto midpoint. They want to block this. Kaidus jumps in very aggressively. He actually takes Ast with a nice pipe, and the rest of the Full Tilt are just walking out the choke. So great aggression coming in from Reason. Really doesn't want to give up this midpoint. And now we've reset.
Look at Thalash. So Thalash trying to take out Kaidus, got him down to about 10 health, but Captain comes in with a big shotgun and makes sure that pesky scout is dealt with. Thalash and Ast were both down there for a split second. Ast just getting his respawn now, and the Uber's fairly equal, but Mike constantly prodding on this flank, constantly trying to work an angle for him and Forsaken to use, and Forsaken's in! Forsaken's just trying to run straight into Shadowburn.
Being taken down on the flank.
Manages to get him, but Forsaken, so weak, is actually going to be able to escape, and Mike trying to get the frag on Ast at the same time as the Uber's traded.
Wow, just body blocks here and then just double air shots, amazing. Only Ast remains and he gets taken down by Mike. Wow.
huge DM plays. It's like they were just winning all of the DM fights there, all over the place, and that was a complete wipe from Full Tilt, and they're going on to last the round, the golden cap, and the map win taken there by Reason Gaming. So an admirable display by Full Tilt, but they just couldn't cut it when it was required.
Yeah, they lost a couple of DM fights that were very close, but I guess it's just the DM and experience from Reason shining through, just winning those fights barely and making the decisions, and eventually getting it to work. But Full Tilt is so good on mids; it was actually really close.
Yeah, it definitely was. I mean, kaidus went huge on the mid fight in order to secure them that, but then they lost a bit of the momentum. Full Tilt started to push back into them, but they just lost two big team fights. They lost a big team fight on mid as Reason pushed back into them aggressively through the choke, and then they lost that Uber v Uber on the lighthouse area with some fantastic display by Captain, and Mike and Forsaken were just wrecking the flank of Shadowburn and Ast. So the superior play at the end there, winning Reason the map. And Beta, what does that do to the whole thingamajiggies, the group? What does that do to the group?
It means that well, I mean, I guess Reason got 2 points from this, so that means they're tied at the moment with Full Tilt, but Full Tilt has played one more game. So if Reason beats Saints, then Reason are ahead. I think that's what it means. And then number 2 will be whoever wins of Full Tilt and Saint. So it looks like a pretty clear-cut result, like sort of what we expected would happen, with Reason coming out ahead. Like they got the 2 points from this match, as they should, or that we all expected them to, but not as easily as people might expect it to happen. But then Full Tilt looks set to go into second, but to beat Saints to do it. So maybe Saints have woken up. I'm just going to assume that there are a bunch of Swedish nerds that have been sleeping. They just barely woke up and they're all groggy. So now they're ready to play.
Yeah, they've the time is ticking and we are behind schedule, so we're deciding what to do in order to either shake this up or get things started. But in the meantime, I think TLR are going to be playing against Lego in about 15 minutes time, and we'll get some updates on how that's going. But I don't think we're going to be casting that. We're going to actually have a look at the Reason Nerd Rage game and see what's cracking with them, because it's an hour late due to the 30-minute pauses due to the DDoS and Full Tilt requiring a Merc Demoman. The game is incredibly delayed and Hafikul has things to do, so we'll see what's happening with that game. There should be another one going on at the same time, is there not?
Yeah, I think we might have to choose what match. So we should definitely pick the closest one. So let's see, what do we have to pick from? We have to pick from what, Saints against Reason and what? Yeah, TLR versus Lego. And I think TLR against Lego should be by far the better match of those two.
Yeah, very possible. The TLR Lego game. Well, I mean, TLR were looking so good about what, a month ago, when they had Heist and Shadowburn, and it was all starting to gear up. They were getting a lot of momentum, and it looked like they were really the dark horses. Of course, they came second in ETF2L. They had some upset results with everybody else. They performed really well against Ascent, but yeah, everything changed, Beta.
Yeah, his managed to hurt his shoulder working out, I think, and then Shadowburn got denied, so they're not playing with Shadowburn anymore because they wanted to practice with the end team. And Alpha, while might being like a small downgrade from Shadowburn, Alpha's still a very good player. But in this tournament, he's playing on 100 ping because he's playing from Canada. So like that's going to be a big deal because your roamer not having very good DM is like important. You'll lose, and then you'll enable the other team scout to just go wild. So it can make a big difference. On LAN, it won't matter. Like his ping's going to be fine. Everything he does wrong will just be because he's alpha and not because of the ping. But in this tournament, Like it could make a big difference, and it might be closer than you'd. And like Lego, it's pretty much a mixed team. It's not really Lego. Like it's a mixed team, but there's some good players on it, and if they can combine and gel, it could be a very good game.
Yeah, absolutely. They have the potential to put something together. They took some points off Insomniac in was that the last season that they played together?
Wait, what?
Lego took points off Insomniac in the previous season. Was that season 20, which were absolutely vital. I mean, Insomniac was a top 3 team at that point, in a bit of a similar situation to TLR. I just mean that they definitely have the potential to cause these upset results.
Yeah, and I definitely think that Lego is, as a unit, is a team that's very, very good in clutch situations. So if they come into a close game, they usually have the advantage because they'll eke out the win at the end. So yeah, I wouldn't write off Lego at all, even though on paper I think they're like a weaker team. But they do have some very good players. Like there's I think on Pocket. So I expect them to run full-time direct hit and just destroy everything. And then you have Sorix on Scout, who is one of the absolute best scouts I've ever played with. He's so good. His DM is just unreal. So, and then there's Izon, who's Izon. But
Izon, who is Izon.
But I don't know. Like Sorix is a very, very aggressive scout, and I'm sure that Izon is able to overextend, and then Sorix can just run in with him and overextend with him. If you all overextend at the same time, you're just being aggressive and not overextending. So things could work out. And I think this team, it's a mixed team, so to play really passive and just like have these long, drawn-out games. So they're going to be very, very aggressive. And if TLR is just not ready for it, they can get completely overwhelmed and overpowered in these big pushes, whereas Sorix will just be alive at the end, and then he's not going to miss shots ever.
Yeah, Sorix's DM is really quite incredible, but do you think he meshes well with the Lego team? He is pretty much one of the most aggressive scouts, probably due to the fact that he has great DM and can do that kind of stuff. He's a little bit comparable to Nico, perhaps. And do you think that fits with the classic Lego snooze fest style of gaming?
No, it doesn't. But I will say, like the Lego snooze fest, it's a myth. Like we weren't that passive in the very least the last season. Like people like to say that we were very passive, but we were by far, not by far the most aggressive team at all. That's not true. But we were not the most passive team by a long shot. Like Dogs was so passive. Reason or be passive. You would actually do really aggressive plays at times where things were kind of even. So I think Lego has become a lot more aggressive, and especially with Dr. Phil doing calling. He makes a lot more aggressive calls, and Josh as well. Like if you press tab and there's like 5-on-5 and maybe there's like weird situations going on, they'll usually call for a push. So I don't know. I think they're quite aggressive, and I think Sorix will mesh with that style quite well. And I don't actually know how Izon plays, but I think he could mesh quite well with Sorix, and Sorix could mesh quite well with the team as a whole.
That'll be interesting stuff. We're joined by CommanderX as well. How are you doing, CommanderX? Setting up his microphone or something. Who knows? Who knows what's going on with the enigmatic CommanderX? He likes to sit in silence and just ponder about the world in his Zen CommanderX ways. But he will be joining us to cast later on as well, as we have a look at which games we're going to cover next. Nerd Rage are squaring up to face off against Reason Gaming. We also have, we have a lot of games going on actually, because Group 2 is just about to begin. We're going to set them off on time while we catch up with the Group A games. We're going to have a little bit of overlap there. It means that we won't be able to cast as many of the matchups, but it does mean that we'll get back on track and it won't delay Group 2 beginning. So, the situation we have at the moment is that Reason Gaming are squaring up against NerdRage.tf2. Full Tilt are playing against Saints. at the same time as TLR are facing off against Lego, and Froyotech are taking on Dogs.tf. So we've got a plethora of games to choose from here, Beta, but I think the one that we're going into is going to be Reason versus Nerd Rage.
Yeah, it's either that or Froyotech against Danger Dogs, because Froyotech against Danger Dogs could have quite a lot of hype.
Yeah, it absolutely could, yeah.
Froyotech is the American team, the only American team playing in this tournament, and Danger Dogs are like the crowd favorites. So I almost feel like we should do that one. If I had to say, that's the one doing. But I guess CommanderX should be able to maybe make the call, since he's probably casting. If he ever gets here.
I'm here. I was waiting for... I was just looking up the word plethora.
Ah. Well, make good use of it. Now you know it.
Yeah, there we go. So, CommanderX has come out of his Zen state, and he's graced us with his presence. So, CommanderX, have you had a look at any of these games, or have you been sleeping? Have you just woken up and had your cereal?
I've been at work, man. I'm like 8 stages of friggin' hungover. I've been at work for 8 hours, and now I'm here. Literally, I sat down on my computer after I got back, didn't really think anything of it, and I just completely spaced that I was casting tonight. And then my girlfriend reminded me, and I was like, oh yeah, should probably be on air like right now. Maybe I'll go investigate. And here I am.
Absolutely. And these teams are going to be playing at I-55. CommanderX is going to be at I-55 as well. Is going to be blasting his sultry voice across the airwaves.
Are Gex actually going to show up here today at any point?
Yes, I think so. We are bringing on some Americanos as well at some point during the cast. Definitely for tomorrow as well. But I think I'm planning on bringing in Keith Buick Smobeck and Gex as well. So we've got a range of casters and a range of teams playing. But unfortunately, we do not have Froyotech.
Oh, did they get lost in traffic?
Reassuringly on snooze.
Yeah, they got lost in translation. I think they got sucked across the time zones, and Banny just saying now, hi, likely not playing, to be honest. Everyone on my team is offline/snooze, unprepared for the tournament. Froyotech just offline and snooze in preparation for I-55.
Scared of dogs, that's what it is.
They absolutely should be. Dogs.tf are going to win I-55. What do you think about Dogs.tf, CommanderX?
I'm really impressed. Like, I remember at the start of the season, I was going to trial for them, and then my trial got cancelled, so for like the opening few weeks I was just bitter about Nat mainly and hoped they did badly. But since then, they've actually been good. Like, not just like, like how 425 are always traditionally proper middle of the table prem, not that interesting watch, etc. But I really like the way Dogs play. It's fun to see them play, and they're starting to get results as well. Especially at LAN, where Spud will probably be even better.
Yeah, the team that they're running to I-55 to the LAN is slightly different to the one that they ran in this season. They're not having the QNX on Pocket, instead running Nation on Pocket and Alfie on Roma. What do you think about that? QNX, I think, was a real power player for them.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, honestly, like in straight up terms of ability, Nation versus QNX, I don't think there's much in it either way. Like, maybe QNX has got better DM, but Nation's a bit more like creative, like less of just that traditional DM heavy Pocket. But from what I understand, the reason they originally split ways was because Nation didn't get on that well with Kratos. Like, their playstyles didn't gel, and when you're getting into sort of, I guess, like matches of this caliber, I don't know, I'd want my Pocket and Medic to at least get on a little bit.
Yeah, the situation between the two of them perhaps causing a bit of strife within the team, but I think Nation is actually a really good roaming soldier as well. I think that the map where they beat Reason Gaming, although it was a weaker Reason, before they took on the remnants of Epsilon. They had Nation playing Roaming Soldier and QNX on Pocket as well. Nothing against Alfie, but if his PC were to explode in the middle of one of the games, then they have a fitting replacement for them. But not at LAN, and I think Alfie might be the kind of player to either really turn up big for LAN or really suck out. I think it's going to be one of the two extremes.
I reckon it'll turn up.
Hasn't Alfie been to LAN already? Like to iSeries LAN?
Yes, he has. He was playing in a. He wasn't playing in a top team though. He was playing in a team that wasn't really up there. Yeah, wasn't really good. Yeah, I don't think they were in the. No, they certainly weren't in the invite group at I-52, but they did play. I have no idea how the team actually did. I think he was playing with Morsey Fanshawe and pals.
Badly then.
Yeah, very badly.
Mystery.
Yeah, I think it's worth mentioning that I have in the past mentored Nation, so that makes him a lot better than people think. Like he's going to be so good, right?
Have you got that LAN experience? Are you giving him LAN tips for I-55?
I have no LAN experience at all.
Don't sit near Coleman. Don't get too drunk too early.
Yeah,
these are the best LAN tips.
Yeah, that's it. Straightforward, like gold medal at I-55. You do those things.
We've been looking at the production as well for I-55 and getting all of that set up, and it's looking fantastic. We've got our own little staging area. It's going to be just as good as I-52, if not better. It's going to be an experience for the people at home.
That's good. What's happening now? Is it just you, me, and Gex casting I-55?
Is
it just for free
for the entire time?
Are we gonna have to take like nap breaks, like we cover each other's naps?
Very possible. It's very possible. You know, like one of us goes off and snoozes for a while, and then comes back in and analyzes, and then we just the three of us rotate with anybody who can possibly man a camera. No, we do have other casters there as well. We
my girlfriend can cast. She'll be up for it.
Excellent. That sounds like a great.
She's got like 20
idea.
Hours experience.
That's pretty good. That's better than Torrit. No, for I-55 we do have a range of casters, all ready to bring you the insight and play-by-play for those fantastic games that we're going to be seeing. And we have been given some Connect info for the Reason versus Nerd Rage game as well.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to fade into the shadows and let you guys cast this. So I'm going to go get some dinner and wish you guys luck.
Well, thank you very much, Beta. Me and CommanderX will take this fixture then. We'll wait for the players to trickle onto the server. In the meantime, CommanderX, what do you think about Reason versus Nerd Rage?
How much of Reason are actually here tonight?
Reason are playing with Raymond instead of Nox, and they are now playing with Bash instead of Havicool, but they were playing with Havicool for the previous maps.
Okay. Yeah, they're going to lose tonight then, probably.
They're going to lose against Nerd Rage,
They're going to lose tonight, yeah. Are the maps preset, or is it like an elimination thing?
It's a picking process. So Reason are the higher seed going into it, so they get the first pick, and then Nerd Rage get to pick their map as well. So there's no elimination; it's just map picks for this fixture between the two of them. 1 point for a map win, and 0 points if you lose.
So you get more points for winning. Okay.
You do in fact get points for winning.
Let me write it down in case it comes up later on.
It's really quite important. It is in fact the crux of the tournament that you get points for winning. Yeah, otherwise why would people bother?
I thought we just did it on whoever's got the most damage at the end of the night. That player just wins.
You know, we probably should. That would be fantastic. We could have a completely different metagame where you just try and get out as much damage as you possibly can.
Yeah, do you go high deaths, high suicide rate, or do you just go like constant spam, you know?
Yeah, you see, if you got high deaths, high suicide rate, then you spend a lot of time in the spawn queue, just not doing any damage. So it's a dilemma, and it's one that they'll have to face when we release our damage tournament. But
yes, I'm just going to message Nymphe and see if it's too late to change the I-55 structure to that.
Yeah, what about air shots though? I mean, you could always run it like that as well. It might give some teams an unfair advantage.
Maybe you should get more points for air shots. You know what we're talking about? We're talking about Fantasy TF2. That's what we're talking about. I think that's already a thing. Yeah.
Essentially, we are. Yeah, Gentleman John, of course, running the Fantasy TF2. We'll be running one for I-55 as well. So watch out for that. That's going to be very interesting. I love myself some Fantasy TF2. I'm dreadful at it, but I still love it. I can predict nothing. It's exactly the same as Saloon. Anyone that I get is utterly cursed.
You know what I looked at the other day, right? Like I was just on like my Saloon.tf page, and I've realised I have made 14 bets on Saloon.tf since it started being a thing. You know how many I've won?
None.
I literally have just been buying keys and throwing them in the bin.
That's fantastic. That's
why I'm here to analyse tonight for this insight, you know.
Exactly, this absolute incredible insight into the game, so you can offer us all of your predictions. You know, let's get it then here. If you were to bet on somebody, you said you would bet on Nerd Rage for this fixture then.
Yeah, for this one. Someone wrote in chat though, I think Jabula said that apparently they lost a full tilt. Was that tonight or was that?
Yes, they did. Nerd Rage lost both of the maps to full tilt earlier today. They're running Zoob instead of Tech, I believe, who is still on holiday until tomorrow. I believe he gets back tomorrow from wherever he's jetted off to. So they've been spending all of this time practicing, really. I think the last 2 weeks, perhaps even more though, without Tech, who is one of their carry players and is one of the players that's really going to turn up in a LAN environment because he has so much LAN experience and he's an absolute monster. He was crippled actually by lag issues when he played at I-52, and he still performed fairly well. So I cannot wait.
Played on the grand final stage without his config, didn't he?
Yes, yeah. He actually had a virus on his what do you call it, a pen drive. He had a virus on a pen drive that he brought all his configs with, and when he plugged that into his computer, it just completely messed up the PC that he was going to be using for the knockout stages. Somehow they managed still to get through to the grand final with Tech lagging everywhere. And then for the grand final, he couldn't use his configs because they were on the pen drive that had already messed up another PC. So he just had to kind of type some things in and hope that was a little bit like his normal config.
So add that to, you know, those top LAN tips to perform well at LAN. Make sure your USB contains your config and not accidentally a virus.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And on that bombshell, we'll go to a music break for about 15 minutes, guys, because these teams are just gearing up. Due to the delays, everyone's plans have clashed with other things. Rib is apparently doing his shopping, which David says WTF, which I am echoing that sentiment. Rib's just decided to either collect online shopping or go to the shop and eat something. Who knows what's happening with those crazy Swedes. But either way, we'll take a very small music break. We'll sort all the things out that we didn't sort out beforehand, including viewer giveaways, so stick around, guys. We're going to be throwing out some delicious things into the crowd, like Aquagirl at I-49 was that, when she was throwing boxes of Haribo and all sorts of things. Anyway, there's a niche reference for everybody, but for now we'll see you in 15 minutes and off to the music.